It's me. Box94. Please clap. It's me. I'm never late. A rogue arrives precisely when he means to. Hello. Trigger happy. Nobody. Matt Pew Pew. Hello. Toss Boy. Pinker Peach. Day-Debs. Trinity. Lad. Everybody. Jassel. Nobody. It's me. M-Dash. Gullinut. Are you guys ready for a little bit of Box 4 DnD action? I know I am. Yes. Two silkworms had a race. They ended up in a tie. Ah! Are you guys ready for some D&D? Can you do dungeons without the dragons or vice versa? Very much so. In fact, today, I think our Dungeons and Dragons very well might have no dungeons nor a dragon. This will be your first time watching D&D. For some of the players in this game, this will be our first time playing D&D. This will certainly be my first time streaming D&D. What's that face for, Trinity? Excuse me? Where you go? What? Hello? Are you guys ready? I'm a rather novice D&D player as well. I've only played twice. A couple of, I had like 2 campaigns with my friends. You expected all the dungeons and all of the dragons? Look, who needs dungeons and who needs dragons when you have Larry, the halfling rogue? I mean, I'm just saying. We got a good crew tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for those who actually look at my Twitter. We got Vortex, we got Vladi, we got Eddie Lee, we got Box94, perhaps your favorite of all. And, nope, but truly the favorite's going to be the Dungeon Master here for today. Marifras, a.k.a. the developer of Clanman 1 and 2. As Heckin' Robin knows, I appreciate you following Heckin' Robin. I look forward to seeing what Marifras can do. Eddie is your favorite? If you think I'm nervous playing D&D for the first time, imagine those that are going to be literally performing. Mara is favorite. Marifras is pretty sweet. Imagine those that'll be performing. Is D&D a video game? Well, we're technically playing it in a video game. But its Dungeons and Dragons sort of transcends video games. Let them know that you're excited, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go grab a drink because this is gonna be about a 2-hour session, depending on how we feel. Probably a little bit longer, probably like 2.5 hours. Bach is less than the rest. God damn it! Listen, let me go grab a drink. Let them know that you're excited. They're watching. Trust me, they're watching. Let them know you're excited. Spam that chat with whatever emotes you want, and we'll get this underway shortly. is what I like to see. Yes. That's what I like to see, baby. Let me double check with the boys and girls and see what we're doing. All right, we're still just getting a few things ready. Is this my first time D&D, Pete says? No, but it's going to be yes, but no. But yes, but no. Yes, but no. Clap? Well done, Trinity. Yes, but no. Those are some cute bees. Yeah. Stick around. We get a lot of gifted subs here from some very generous benefactors. You'll get a lot more pride emotes. Check it. This is my first time playing D&D with my actual first time ever playing D&D. I was the DM. So I thought I had a lot of fun, but it probably didn't go very well. This time around, we're going to be playing with a very experienced DM who's very good treating new players. So if you guys like kind of beginner D&D experiences, first playthroughs, blind playthroughs, we're going to continue that trend here tonight. So it'll be maybe a bump or two, but we'll get it through it, and it's going to be a good time, man. I can't wait. Let me check in with them again. And now, is it time, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps? Finally, I've been waiting to do this with the right setting. Welcome to the world of Boxtopia. Yes, the owl, Frosty Toot, is here, and so am I, ready to unveil the truth behind the pudding. Well, it's not really Boxtopia, it's Baldur's Gate. I think it's actually the setting. In fact, here it is. Box94. Ah! Hold on, I'll fix it. That's not it. That's not the one. I can fix it. Boom, 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 boom. Good shot. Hold on, I'll fix it. That's what my display... Literally, it does it on the worst times. It just needs me to turn it... Make sure that it's all hooked in. On. I'm sorry. I'll get it fixed. I don't understand. My capture card doesn't want to capture card. Please hold. We demand owl intermission? Wow. That's okay. We'll be fine even if I gotta do something else. We'll be just fine. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I am a fool. We'll be fine. Limbo with the loss instead? Nah, we'll be fine. I just gotta... I don't know why it doesn't... It do no work. It's kind of weird. 1 moment. I'm gonna go back to this scene. I'm sorry. Sorry for the delay. Box94. Skirt. Bill! Help! All right. So for whatever reason, my capture card is not working today. But that's fine. I'll just capture it a completely different way. Because I'm a gosh dang G, homie. You already know.
Minty G.
Box94. Skirt. Oh, I wasn't talking. You guys couldn't hear me. I was an idiot. I'm sorry. Hey, by the way, I'm here. God damn it. Oh! Hey, Bill, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. I saw it before you told me, by the way. This is very immersive. Yeah, so my capture card isn't working today, so that's alarming. I'm going to have to solve that after stream. But never fear, 200 IQ box is able to make anything work, so we should be fine. I'm capturing this without a capture card. Imagine the possibilities. Yeah, check it out. We got a whole board, man. We're playing Tabletop Simulator. We got Cora, which is Vortex, and we'll have our own introduction. Yalmir, Blatty, Larry, and then this whammon here. Sleep. I was talking to the other people. That's why I couldn't hear me. Make sure that they're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of Boxtopia. Hello. You're live on the internet. Don't scream.
Hello, internet.
It's the internet.
Hello, internet.
Or Boxford, actually. We know all of you people.
Hello.
I don't know any of you.
Oh.
Hello.
This is the first time we're ever meeting.
I got lost. I've been lost for over a year. I'm just trying to find the exit.
Someone said Clam Man.
It is Clam Man. You have so many fans here, Clam Man.
What?
At least 3.
I should have.
Is this the official canonical reveal of the voice of Clamman?
That's
Yay!
true. It is the voice of Clam Man. We stand
man.
Clam Man in this house.
We stand Clam Man.
Stan Man?
Stan Man.
Oh my
Clam
god.
fan?
Good lord.
Clam Man Poggers. I'm sorry.
Poggers. Can I get a Poggers? Yikes. Already?
Yikes, my
Ooh,
dudes.
how long is this campaign?
The run is about 60
It's gonna
hours.
be filled.
60 hours!
Wow.
At least.
Oh my god.
You're up for an all-nighter, bots.
If we
Let's
do
go.
side quests,
Side quests. Oh man. He's just using us to write to write the game for him at this
Material.
point. Mm-hmm.
Yep, pretty much. Clamman is now Boxman.
Look, it's us.
My gosh.
I mean, that.
This whole stream will consist of giggling? No. Who's this?
Yes. That's Cora. That is
There is
me.
no
It's
Wow.
Vortex.
So cool. So high def.
Yes.
Look at that hand.
Wow, so strong.
She weighs in at.
Strong.
Hold on, I forgot.
Famine.
She weighs in.
I'm not allowed to
She
say that.
weighs in at
Wait, I
182 pounds, 6'4", yellow
Wait.
dreadlocked hair,
Look at
and
this.
all muscle, baby.
or
Check it out, chat. I got my own little card here for Larry.
Larry.
Harry.
He's a criminal.
Oh,
He's a
do you
spy.
think
It's
it would
pretty
be a good time right now to do introductions?
No.
That's up to Marifrex. He's
Marifras
just letting us have
he
a
must
good
corral
time.
us like the
I
sheep
can-
we are.
I can introduce the setting, and then as we get into it, you guys will get your little moments of introduction to each
Okay,
other.
I'll rip the band-aid and go first. Is that okay?
Yes.
Wait, let's
That'll
go.
be Cora first.
And then
And then I will pick at random.
Yalmir, and then
Hey, Brad.
Saya, and then Larry.
At random.
Got it. And then Larry. Gotcha.
Where are you going? No.
Wow.
Where did Larry go?
Where did Larry
Oh,
go?
There he
I
is.
see him. Oh, I don't think chat's ready for Larry.
Oh, Larry's. I'm kind of scared of him.
Good boy.
Take a look at Larry,
look-
chat. What do you think
His
of that
look
guy?
scares me.
You don't even know. You haven't even heard Larry yet.
What is he? He's a halfling?
Yes.
The Lightfoot Halfling.
Lightfoot halfling.
Are you writing that down?
Oh shit, my
A little bit.
notes. I forgot.
Yeah.
Why people write? Oh, excuse me. People wrote on my
I don't have
notepad.
notes right here.
All right, everything is set up and ready.
Standing at 3 feet exactly. Yalmir. I like that.
Pajalmir.
Yeah.
You're so unsophisticated. Ugh.
Who just said that?
Yalmir.
All right, Vortex, can you hit me with a quick hypothetical while we're getting ready?
Hypothetical. You wake up. It's 6 a.m. You wake up in the morning, you're like, it's a long day, and you don't particularly wake up in a bad mood. You walk into your kitchen, right? And you make a left to look into your kitchen, and you just see the like a huge spider the size of the archway into your kitchen. What do you do?
Okay, is the spider the nostalgia critic?
Yes, but it's a spider, but it's wearing the common clothes of the nostalgia critic, so like the beret, the jacket, and then the undershirt, but it's not like the face of the nostalgia critic.
Okay. First, I roll for initiative.
Box94, might as well stick to Minecraft.
I'll use a D10.
Thank you for the
Oh,
follow.
you got a 5.
What do you can't roll for me? You and your rubber duck dice out here, weighted ass dice for the wrong reasons.
I don't have my rubber duck dice.
Your goddamn rubber duck dice. Look, I'm trying to figure out how to kill the nostalgia critic spider, because he has to die.
I got candy.
He's got to
apple
die.
dice.
I come to the conclusion that he must die. What happens next?
He's like,
Conclusion.
yo, man, that's not cool, and kind of spits a little bit of webbing on you while he talks. Like, it's not intentional. It just happens.
It's
Like kind of like when you drool by accident.
Wait, so does he have the
that's what's
face of
going
the
on.
nostalgia critic, or is he just a spider?
No, he's a giant
Is the
spider.
face.
He has the personality of the nostalgia critic, but he just has his clothes on.
So what's
And
your...
and the hat.
So basically, nostalgia critic turned into a giant spider, like a 50-foot spider.
You guys don't need me to DM this. You've got
yeah,
this
like who is the
clearly. Like
This is the campaign, by the way, in case you guys are
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
This is it.
Yeah,
This is
we
what-
started.
Yeah,
Look,
we
look,
started.
The nostalgia
Yeah,
critic is right
the
here.
nostalgia critic's
Right
right in the
there.
middle. He's at Baldur's Gate. He's up here, and then, yeah. Okay, so yeah,
You good?
I probably shoot him
Yeah.
with a gun. But moving on, we should probably stick
You
to the
get the
task at hand.
gun.
Vortex, what? I don't know. Yeah, I've got a gun in my back pocket at all
Fox,
times.
why do you want hypotheticals all
I
the time?
didn't say that. It was you who brought it up. It's pretty cringe, really. But we got to get on with the game. So
Ooh, kind of cringe.
yeah, a little bit cringe. Ooh, yeah.
Marifras, whenever you're ready.
oh yeah,
Go ahead,
I'm
man.
getting the green light to hit things off.
Yes,
Got it. Here we go. Let me
it's
put it
time.
on the
Here we
right
go, folks! Yay!
It's time, chat. They can't hear me, but I'm talking to you. I hope you enjoyed the ride,
music in here.
because I
First-
will. I'm sorry if I'm not too
Is this
interactive.
the first Box Fort D&D session?
Yes.
Yes.
Exciting.
All right.
Yes.
Welcome to Baldur's Gate, a veritable nest of rats and vipers clinging to the rocky slopes overlooking the Kiontar River. From the high perches in the upper city, the local nobles, known as patriarchs, gaze down with veiled contempt upon the common rabble in the grimy lower city, which hugs the foggy harbor. The whole of Baldur's Gate reeks of blood, crime, and opportunity, so one can see easily why pirates and traders are drawn to this place like flies to a carcass. It seems fortunate then that our party is a gang of creatures of moral compromise. When we meet them, they've already made a name for themselves as professionals. They're reputable disreputable. Summoned on this crisp late summer morning to the Butchered Sow, a tavern in the southern Sea Tower district, the bowels of the lower city. As you reach the Butchered Sow, the streets are desolate. The fog from the morning is slowly fading away, and you can hear the yells and the cries and fishmongers, traders and merchants, and the scattering of pickpockets as they leave their preys empty-handed. You arrive at the door to this tavern. You wouldn't know from the exterior, which seems fairly barren and desolate, but as soon as you open the door, you see that the whole thing is packed to the brim with all sorts of lowlives and rogues, which is a testament to the kind of people who frequent this part of town. The door swings open, and the first one in is this giant mountain of a half-orc woman named Cora. If you would like to introduce yourself, now would be the time.
Introduce the character or like start?
Yes, just introduce. Just let us know
Okay.
what is your race, what is your class. etc.
Got it. So Cora is this massive half orc woman. She's let me get that turned over. She has fair brown skin, which is more of a Maghar orc kind of style. Yellow dreadlocked hair,
Woo.
and she has scars covered from her body from like shoulders all the way down to her calves. Because she's been background known as a sailor, so she had to do a lot of hard work since she was about like 18, or which would be a little older in human years. But she's 6'4" and basically one of the tallest members in the party. Huge muscles.
Perfect. Cora enters the tavern. She takes a look around. She's kind of the muscle of the group, if you will, and she kind of eyes everyone inside down as she enters. Following her immediately thereafter is this, slightly lower in stature, but equally impressively muscular dwarf fighter
Must
named
be me.
Yalmir.
Well, Yalmir is a dwarf fighter. He fled his town after a civil war. He lost his father, and now he's looking for a better life far away from where he grew up.
Why am I not the
He
guy?
worked as a mercenary, but couldn't stand serving under dire lords who didn't care for their people, and now is trying to find some coin to live day by day, whatever it takes to put the food on the table. He's actually physically impressive for a dwarf, even if that's not really comparable to Korra, as he stands at 4'8", but he's wider than taller, probably, and could possibly arm wrestle 2 humans at once if you just look at him.
Perfect. So Yalmir enters the tavern right after Cora and kind of draws the attention of some of the local barmaids who kind of giggle as he enters. As Yalmir enters, he also notices a few of the somewhat richer patrons looking around in his general direction. Following that comes a somewhat more slender figure, a half-elven woman by the name of Saya.
Yeah, is half elf. She has been kicked out from her monastic order and was living on her own until she ran into this group, somewhat hodgepodge of people. She's more reserved, a little bit more quiet to herself, a little less trusting of people, but she's here to be and ready to fight.
Perfect. Saya enters with a sort of grace that the others, while they kind of lack, they make up in mere physical presence, and she joins her 2 companions. The very end of the party, at the very the bringing up the rear, the light comes in from behind the door, and in this doorway stands the stature of a magnificent, beautiful, very attractive halfling by the name of Larry.
Yes. Yes. It is Larry. Larry is a halfling that has taken up the art of crime and thievery, though he never means to hurt anybody. He just likes making life a little bit easier for himself. He grew up in some village he can't remember in a forest long forgotten. That's not his style anymore. He's happy to enter this tavern and see how seedy it is. It feels like home, even though it's not. He's got 2 daggers by his side, and that it'll keep him safe. His 3-foot stature may have gotten him into a couple fights with people making fun of him throughout the years. He might have a short fuse to go along with his short stature, though he is someone that can brawl a little bit, standing at a ripe 3 feet nothing and 39 pounds. Larry means business. Larry's ready. Ever since the horrible incident that left a scar on his face that he refuses to tell anybody unless he gets to know them really well. and he's ready to make his name with money.
Fantastic.
Yes.
As Larry enters over the threshold, the door slams shut behind him. The fumes and the kind of smoke and atmosphere of the tavern kind of again fills the room, and the void that was left in by the somewhat fresh air that once entered. As you all kind of gather in front of the door, you get your bearings on the place, the half-orc barman notices the four of you by your description and kind of nods over to the back of the tavern. You pass through the loud and drunken crowd, and you find yourself by the table of a robed man nursing a large mug of dark, honeyed beer. He's joined by an aging kobold with whom he examines a number of parchments. The party recognizes this man as Baldric the Fence, an elderly human male, equally known for his connections to the underworld as he is for his tragic condition, as he was once cursed with an incurable case of leprosy. His face is covered by a metal mask, and his forearms, bare of the robes, are covered in bandages. Untrustworthy as he may seem, he is widely known to pay fairly for contracted work, as well as being courteous enough to always stab from the front. He has summoned the party for what he refers to as a serious job. So you all kind of gather by this booth where Baldric is sitting. And the aging kobold next to him, as well as him, they're going over these parchments spread over the table. You don't get much of a look at them until Baldric notices you and kind of shoos away the kobold and scatters away. And as Baldric packs up most of the parchments on the table and shuffles them into his bag, he kind of motions for you guys to close in and sit next to him.
So Cora stays fairly on her feet, arms crossed, not making sure to look across the tavern. She kind of serves as the support and wants to hold her little group protected. So she does huddle in really close, though her eyes are mainly on the tavern. She speaks in a low tone, mostly not to inform the people in the next table over for their new contract. What do you have next for us?
So Baldur kind of huddles you guys together, and onto the table he throws this scratched, kind of sketched map on a small piece of parchment, and he goes, "Right, I called you here with short notice, as I'm sure you'll understand is maybe a little unusual for, people in your kind of line of work. But this is a job that just could not wait." Looking over this parchment, you guys see a crudely drawn map of a manor. And he kind of just taps the center of this map, and he goes, "It's a heist. It's a serious job, but I figure the four of you are up for it.
Let's see.
I need to know right now."
Haven't we gotten enough trouble already in this town?
He kind of scoffs and continues, "Well, sure. This would be the one heist that perhaps would let you retire, or would make things ever so slightly easier for the four of you."
He's got this
Before
on the
I-
table right now?
Yes, he's got a small crudely drawn map on the table.
How tall is
You
the
can-
table?
Table's about 5 times 7 feet. It is a rectangular table in a booth, so to speak.
Okay. Larry's gonna just push his way through everybody and just kind of he's tired of not being at the front anymore, because his little legs were keeping him behind, but now we're in closed space. This is his time to shine. He's gonna clamber up onto the table. He's gonna
Could
say,
ask for help.
and he's gonna look.
Want me
He's
to
gonna
help you, little
specifically.
fella?
Okay, look. You've been making that same joke a lot. Okay, when we've been walking all the way here, you keep looking behind and saying, "You should keep it up." Look, I can't help it. Look, it's not. I gotta conserve my stamina. Okay, you know what's going on. Look, sir.
Right.
Don't listen to this. Don't listen to this lovely half-orc lady. Okay, this mansion. I've heard this mansion's got. I'm not trying to die today. There better be something good in it for us. Okay.
So Baldric, no, he kind of nods along because he knows what you're talking about. By the way, here's the map for anyone interested. I'll throw that on the table. He goes on, and as he shows you the map, you can see it clearly says the Grouses Grove Manor, which is obviously what Larry recognized as this manor in the fancier parts of town, in the upper city. And Larry, obviously noticing this name, knows exactly what the prize is. And Baldric goes on to explain that I figured you'd know what I was talking about. It's the goblet, it's the chalice. It's a bowl large enough to fit your whole bloody head, and it's solid gold, emerald inlays, and silver engraved. It's gonna fetch a fine price. Besides, a fancy thing like that shouldn't sit gathering dust in some fancy twat's trophy room.
What the hell is this? I can draw this better with my eyes closed.
Now,
Would you hire
Cora,
a child to
there's
draw
no
this?
need to be upset. Why are you guys getting so upset? This is a very
We don't
lovely
even know what
man.
we're stepping into.
I have an idea. Why don't you tell him how much this chalice might be worth?
All right.
Baldric kind of looks around the entire tavern to check if anyone's listening in, and as it would seem, the kobold is still kind of standing on the side listening. Fuck off, will you? The kobold scatters off into the crowd. Baldric leans in over the parchment once more and goes, "It's the chalice of Brist, if you didn't catch on yet." After Baldric mentions the name of this chalice, the Chalice of Brist, you all recognize it. This is something of a running joke among the thieves of the local guild. While attempts to burgle this chalice have been made, it's common knowledge that it's near impossible to fence the damn thing, due to how unique and recognizable it is. So this, coupled with the owner's readiness to pay a handsome reward should it ever be stolen, makes the chalice a rather unlikely target. So in the district of Sea Tower, in the lower city in general, many in the Thieves Guild refers to any hopeless or pointless heist as snatching the chalice. So Baldric leans in and he goes, "I've got a buyer. He'll only be in Baldur's Gate for the next 24 hours. So if you guys can get this, get in, get out, snatch the chalice, bring it back to me at the docks of Sea Tower, we can lift it within 24 hours. But I need to know if you are in or not."
Larry, I don't know about this.
What do you not know about? Excuse.
How much are we talking?
I'm sorry, Baldric. I have to talk to my crew for a
That's
moment.
fair.
Yes. So,
I'd rather
Larry's
pay for my own pint of ale than this.
Come on. Larry hops down from the table with a very with a louder than it should be thud, landing on the wooden floor. I'm assuming it's wooden, and he's gonna kind of push against the taller members, the legs a little bit. Come on, go over there, and we're gonna try to find a corner of the bar that's less populated.
As you guys walk off, some eyes are on you, but in general, people don't seem to take too much notice. Baldric kind of
Making a
shouts as you
scene.
leave, and he goes, "Don't take too long."
I know.
All right, look, guys. So this chalice here, I don't think you understand. This is it. This is the score. We've been waiting for all these little petty things. Okay, Yalmir out there stealing lollipops from kids or whatever he's doing, during his day. Look, it's not important anymore. This chalice, this is it. This will be the end.
Saya, you have more brains than him. Tell him this is a bad idea.
He didn't even mention who the buyer is.
It
How
doesn't
are we
matter.
supposed to trust this
Why? Because he's
human man?
What do you mean we're supposed to trust him? He's our fence. He's the guy. It doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't. What do you mean we're supposed to? We're all there.
Ugh.
He's-
I mean, I know
Larry
you're
almost
already
shouts at the top of his
The fact that you're
lungs.
relying with your
Shut up.
mind too.
Look, I've been in this business a long time. I've never heard of anyone seriously going after the chalice. It's all jokes, but not anymore. If he's serious about this, this could be the biggest score of our lives.
He could have thrown a better map.
Maybe it was his kid that did it. Look, it's going to go on his fridge later or not. It doesn't matter. Okay? All that matters is that we agree to this. What are we going to do? Hope that we get a worse job to get us through another week after week, year after
Maybe
year.
something that'll keep us alive the next day.
It could be the
This
last.
will not
straw of
only
our
keep
lives.
us alive for one day, this will keep us alive for the rest of our lives. And if for some unknown reason you all have children, their lives as well. Come on. Come on. When have I ever led you astray? Come on. Except for that one time with the panda. But don't worry about that. When did I... Come on.
So you guys kind of hurtle
Okay.
back to the table.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. I'm trying to push him back to the table.
Fine.
Fine.
Yes.
Just stop
Okay.
causing such a ruckus, please.
Cora, can you pick me up off the table? That kind of hurt last time climbing up.
She picks him up like a little by the armpits of his arms and places him nearly on the most top of the table,
Okay.
Yes.
kind of stumbling on over the edge.
We'll take it, Baldric. We're in.
Baldric nods and goes, all right. Perfect. Now, you'll meet me in Sea Tower in the southernmost docks in 24 hours. Don't be late. Now, if there's anything else you need, any information, anything I can provide you, now is the bloody time to ask. Because time is of the essence here.
Okay.
Do we know what the schedule of the seller goes through? Like, is he usually around, or is he just coming into town the first time?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, 8. Oh, wait. I can't find the 8.
You're gonna roll a dice. The first dice roll.
Oh, wait, the 20?
The d20, yes. And
Okay.
add your persuasion bonus.
Got it. Oh, what is it? 14 and...
What you got?
Plus
I'm
4.
very persuasive.
Whoa.
Plus 4?
That's a
18!
Jeez.
Jeez!
Right, so
Get wrecked,
Baldric
Simon.
kind of, maybe more out of impatience or willing to share as much as possible, he goes, right, I don't know his name. All I know is he's sailing in tomorrow morning. He'll be here for an hour, 2 hours tops, and then he's leaving. I don't know. All that I know is that he serves a Grand Master. All right?
Well, that's good because that's a lot of money. I mean, Grandmaster's probably got so much. Look, I'll ask the more important question. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I see. We got it. I love your drawing, by the way. It's really good.
It's not mine. I can draw better than that in my sleep.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Look, how many guards are we talking here?
Well, he kind of shuffles backwards a little, maybe embarrassed even. And he goes, there wasn't much time to prepare the heist. I only found out a couple hours ago. My agents tell me that maybe around 5 to 6 in the courtyard, maybe as many inside. I couldn't say. The main thing you'd want to look out for is the tower in the middle. From what I hear, there's an archer up there who keeps track of pretty much everything. And another thing, he kind of, tugs at this metal mask thoughtfully. He goes, my agent mentioned something about a bloody bird, but I don't know much more about that, so I don't know. Keep an eye out for a bird.
A bird.
Mm,
Huh.
could be dangerous.
It's just a bird. Look, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
We're dealing with easily more than 30 guards.
I mean, look, we got a magic woman, right? Saya, you know a spell or two. You can probably kill a bird. It's fine.
What if it's a magic bird?
Then you can crush it with your hammer. I don't know. We're gonna get to look. We know you guys know we think best on our feet. We'll be fine. You guys have
Larry,
any more
if you're
questions?
wrong about this, you're the first one to go down
If
that
I'm
bird's
wrong
gullet.
about this, we're all dead. But if I'm right,
I'm gonna
then we're all
crush you
alive.
myself.
Okay. I don't know. Do you guys have
Okay,
any other
how
questions?
do we get in?
That's a pretty good question, I gotta say.
I couldn't say exactly. From what I know, there are 2 entrances. There's the main gate on the western side. There's something of a steel door. I'm assuming it's a servant's entrance, but that one might be harder to get into. What I can tell you, however, and he kind of huddles in, and this time even more carefully kind of looks around the tavern. Something's going down tonight at the manor. And I know you four might not be the most charismatic types and might favor a more direct approach, but there might be a way to sneak in during whatever the Lord's got planned tonight. That's all I know.
I'm great with people. We'll be fine.
God.
He kind of
They're
leans
really
back
in
and he
this
looks you over and goes, if you say so.
All right. Saya, again, you're the you got spells, right? Do you have anything?
What spells are you talking about?
I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the spell woman.
Since when?
You're not a spell woman? What about that one time you had like all these little magical wisps around you and stuff?
Oh, I mean, if I have to, but I just can't believe that you've taken this on. We have all these questions, and you said yes beforehand.
The questions they come with the territory. Look, okay.
If we can go when it's dark, maybe I can be a little bit more useful. But
all right, well we'll have to
really,
go at night.
I don't know.
He mentioned about something about him sailing in. I know a few more contacts in that kind of field. I wonder who his master is, who he serves.
Baldric kind of roll for insight.
Sight. Oh my rolls. Oh, I can do the roll the R.
Ooh.
Oh no. A 6.
Hmm.
And
Wait, is that a 6?
That is a 6.
3. That's a 9.
That's a 9. It's hard to tell what expression Baldric is currently kind of showing, partially due to his metal mask, but also his body language becomes a little bit more apprehensive, and he says, "Trust me, you've never met anyone like this." No, if the four of you are done lollygagging, I suggest you head on over, you scope the place out, and you work out a plan of attack, right? Time is of the essence here. We only have the 24 hours.
Right.
So, like, one last question, Mr. Fence here.
Aye.
What's the deal with the big X and a question mark near the kitchen?
Well, the first X, the one on the right, on the left there, that's presumably where the chalice is being kept. I couldn't say for sure. That's last we know it was on the last, failed heist. The kitchen, I'm not sure. I think my agents overheard something about whatever in the kitchen. Apparently enough to notice to mark it out, but I couldn't tell you what exactly it is.
Something about whatever. I see. Okay.
Okay.
And you said the last heist? Anything you can tell about the last heist which didn't work?
He kind of clears his throat and he goes, "Well, I had 3 others working on the job about 7 months ago. Got a little bit of info from it, but let's say we fell out of touch after that one. Chalice remains in the manor."
Okay.
Well,
Y'all
we're
mere
better than those
nods
guys.
and
We're good.
Stuff.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys
I
totally my first
yeah.
pick for this.
Oh, sure. 4 is better than 3.
Yes. Okay, I have one last question.
Aye.
Now, if this is a question that I would ask for the rest of my crew because I know they're too shy to ask this. I know the answer,
Oh.
but what is a fucking grouse?
That's the bird, presumably.
That's the bird.
Grouse.
Aye,
The
somewhere in the courtyard, from what I know.
And outside.
There's more than one bird.
I don't know. We don't know where the grouse is. Does it matter?
Well, apparently you wrote it on your gosh dang map here.
You didn't write it.
I mean, I didn't write it personally, the chicken here, the hawk there. I don't know about birds.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sure we can figure it out. I'm sure everything will be fine, right? Right, guys? Right? We're good? Are you on board?
Right.
I'm in.
Saya?
I don't like this idea, but you guys are probably gonna die without me, so.
That's the most positive I've heard her in weeks. We'll be there.
Great. I can offer you 600 gold now, 600 each when the job is done. Sound right?
Larry. Larry.
I mean, that's a very generous offer, Mr. Balder. But this could be. This is the big one. We're gonna need a little bit more to sweeten the pot. What do you say? Just a little bit more. I want to make sure we're as outfitted as possible for this job. I want to make you a rich man.
Larry, that would be 150 each.
Go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Yes, sir. I'm a very persuasive man, you see, with a +4. You guys have been rattling around my dice. Where's my D20?
Where's your D20?
There it is. It's right there. Okay.
Oh, no, it's the mini one. This one, the smallest.
The smallest one.
This is the
This one right here.
What? What is that? What is this?
Small D.
A D12. What is this
small
little
It's a
thing?
D20.
Go use your small
There.
D, it's fine.
Oh no.
It's 6.
That's a 6 + 4, so that's
It's 10.
a 10.
Uh,
Look, I think money good.
Baldric leans back, and he kind of takes off his mask, and you see this horrible visage of this leprous man, his face kind of falling off, and he goes, "Oi,
Ew.
money's good," and he puts it back on.
Yeah,
Larry, I
money's
think
good.
it's
I
a
can't wait to
no.
get more after the job. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me resize that D20 for you.
Gosh dang, why do I have the
Humongous.
smallest dice, huh?
Moving on. So Baldric
yeah.
overlooks the four of you and just goes like, "Right, any more questions because we're running out of time here."
Cora kind of looks around the tavern, eyeing the front door. Is there anyone in particular you think we should meet with?
Roll for perception.
So many rolls.
Their tower.
13? And
I believe that's a +3 or 4 for you.
I can't find it. Oh, sorry, on the left side.
+5.
No.
Perfect.
5.
Right. So you look over the tavern, and it's mostly this group of drunkards and sailors who are getting ready to head out or just returned from their fishing trips. We're talking about like noon time during the day. And while you recognize some faces from previous jobs and run-ins in Baldur's Gate, there's not really that much. What you do notice, however, is this loud kind of half-orc, larger than Quora, wider than Yalamir, who kind of stumbles around and like looks at the 5 of you in this booth. And he looks like he's ready to approach.
So I'll lean in towards Larry a little bit, and then halfling, I'll kind of whisper, be like, "This is why I told you to simmer down."
No, it could be good. I don't know. Protect me. And then I kind of, while I'm still on the table, I kind of crouch down a little bit behind Cora.
Cora stands up in front of the table, kind of preparing herself in case any trouble is going on, in between him and the table of the friends.
So as you get up in front of the table, this huge half-orc and drunkard walks up right in front of you. He is 2 or 3 inches away from your face, and he's this imposing guy swaying slowly from side to side, and he's nevertheless managing to attract some perhaps unwanted attention as he reaches up and he kind of burps loudly over the table, and he kind of moves to your side and he slams his fist down onto the table. And his arms are thick with hair, but the scars over his forearms crisscross and almost form a pattern of played leathery skin, and he lands his fist on top of the map that Baldric has in front of him. And he goes, "I saw it. I did. use dealing in treasure maps, and Garth wants them. I saw them. Big X on it, and X marks the spot. It does. And he is attempting to snatch this map from the table.
Uh,
Larry tries.
Cora kind of. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say, while he's hopefully fumbling around for the map, I guess I just want to kind of, while I'm still up on the table, I just want to really quickly just reach down and just kind of just whip it away like it's like a tablecloth, just right out from underneath him. Which I don't know. That might be a sleight of hand thing.
That's gonna be sleight of hand.
All right, cool.
You're rolling against Garth here.
All right, this is D20. Garth.
Garth.
This is my D20. My D20 is big now. Hey-ya! What's that?
That's. But the first nat 20 of
That's
the
a nat
game.
20? You know what? Why don't you +5 on that anyway? Boom, baby, 25.
Do you want to add any additional flourish to how you snatch this parchment away from this drunken orc?
Please do.
I do. I want to hopefully find a tablecloth instead and then put it down in front of it. So that's where the map was.
You do so, and this like low-end establishment for some undiscernible plane existing in this tavern. You pull out this pristine tablecloth, placing it under where the parchment was, replacing them within like half a second. And Garth, this drunkard, picks it up. He kind of sways from side to side, holding it up in front of his eyes, and he's trying to focus on it. And he's going to try to discern whether or not this is, in fact, the treasure map. He rolled a 2.
Good old Garth.
I'm glad you four know what's good for you. This map belongs to Garth now. And he kind of scrunches it together and sticks it in his back pocket. And he
Cora
fumbles
kind
away.
of grabs him by the shoulders, peeling him off in a sloppy kind of way, and he's like, and she slaps him hard on the back, like, "Yep, that's all yours, buddy. Have at it."
Garth stumbles into the crowd and goes, "Oh, Garth's gonna be rich!" And he smacks down onto the floor, passing out. Baldric leans in and was like, "Right, that's probably more attention than we need. Can you get out of here now?"
Larry's gonna run. He's gonna jump off and hopefully do a nice little somersault off the table, and he's gonna sprint over to his unconscious large half orc friend or whatever, and he's gonna take that tablecloth back.
You do so without any problem.
Woo!
Nobody kind of questions you as you do.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Cora
Right.
gets like pushes her way through the crowd, not afraid to like place a hand on them to physically move them out the way. Thank you, Baldric. Well, hopefully hear from you again. If not, presume we're dead.
He kind of does like a finger to his eyes and then to yours and goes, "Sea Tower, the docks, 24 hours. Don't let me down."
All right. Then I run back and I gather my friends and I push them out like, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." Who knows who else saw it?
On my way out, I stumble onto the bar, order 1 ale, down it really quickly, and then I'll join the group.
Your constitution is +3, so that's not even gonna affect you.
Ooh.
Oh.
That is a man who can hold his liquor.
Goddamn dwarves, man! I'm telling you.
Perfect. You guys
good
gather up and exit the tavern. And after leaving the pub, you follow the fence's directions and you find yourself in the upper city after about 30 to 40 minutes of walking. It's about midday now. It's a little later. It's about around 12:30, almost 1, as you make your way through the northern parts of the city. You pass through the market plaza, the Wide, which is this large area you can see on the map right here. Passing through the Wide and the bustling marketplaces and the loud vendors, just a pair of corners off away, you find yourselves on the empty street outside of the Grouses Manor. As soon as you get here, you notice that there are no guards outside, but the entire manor grounds are protected by this around 14 to 15 feet tall brick wall. And on the inside, you can see the upper floor of the manor, which is massive, as well as a tower that is connected to the manor. It peaks up higher than most of the rooftops in the upper city. So yeah, you guys are now outside of the manor.
All right, have a good one, Simon.
At
Appreciate
this
you.
point.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's see here. So on this tower, I want to look up the tower here. Try to see if this was the tower where Baldric said there would be an archer at the top. See if I can see anybody.
So without even a perception check, you would be able to tell that it has the kind of slits and battlements of a typical fortress tower. It is almost mismatched with the more garish and opulent decorations on the manor itself. So it is clear to you immediately that there is most likely a sniper or a crossbowman up here, keeping a watch out.
Okay, gotcha. And what time of day is this right now?
It's about 12:30, about 1.
Okay.
So midday.
Okay. I want to gather around my friends here and say, okay. So I think that tower up there, that's where someone might be able to spot us. We're probably gonna have to take care of that situation first. But he said something about something's going on tonight at this mansion. Maybe we should ask around. If you guys have any ideas.
Oh, sorry.
It totally passes her mind for a second, but once it comes into her mind, she kind of perks up, looking around frantically. The bird. Where's the bird? Can I do a perception check?
You don't even need to do a perception check.
Okay.
You cannot see a bird. In fact, you cannot see guards either. But as you guys kind of look at the brick wall, you do notice spears bobbing up and down at some points. It doesn't seem like there's too much movement within the walls, but now and then you do kind of see spears peek up. Also, as you kind of stand around the manor, you notice this. You know what? Let me actually do this. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna make things interesting.
The abyss.
Now, don't be afraid.
Oh!
Do not be
Scared.
afraid.
It's scary. It's so scary.
And then he'll be like, "You may remove the blindfold."
You've all taken 50 points. of damage.
Someone came behind me and blinded me.
Oh, that'd be super
can't
scary.
see.
It's your tablecloth,
chat.
Larry.
My table. Yeah, I do have a tablecloth in my back pocket now.
Tablecloth off of our heads.
We can pretend to be ghosts.
And there we go. You guys can now see once
Oh.
more as you are standing outside of the manor. So you guys are around here as you reach the southwestern corner of the grounds. So as you arrive, there are these kind of lampposts around with lanterns hanging. They're obviously not lit now since it's midday, late summer. What you do see here, though, is the main gate. And while there are no guards outside, you do notice that within regular intervals, sometimes visitors will enter. They'll be dressed a little more fancily than the servants who now and then pop out with bringing out empty baskets and coming back with filled baskets of goods that you can't quite discern.
Okay. No worries. I want.
Not
So at this number 1 here, is there a guard outside? Is this, you said like this is a gate?
Yes,
no
so
guards,
that is
right?
the
We
main
can't see
gate.
the guards?
But there are no guards outside it. However, when people enter and leave, the door kind of swings open. It's clearly not automated, so you would be right to assume that there's at least one guard behind the gate, opening it up.
Okay, Larry, listen. Not to punch any holes in your pride, but do you think you can scout the area, see if any other doors, any entrances? Because you are really good at hiding. Right, that's it.
I have been known to sneak in and out. Did you guys, by the way, did you guys see what I did to that map with that orc in the bar? That was sick. I don't know if you guys didn't say anything. You guys didn't say anything, man. I was waiting this whole time. It's like 40 minutes. None of you guys said anything. I pulled it out right underneath him.
A true mastermind. This is why this is the job for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
So, Larry, you're gonna have a look around.
I wouldn't mind just kind of walking and kind of giving it the little side glance here and there, not to raise any suspicions, but see what I can see.
So you are very short, meaning you can just barely see the top of the tower as it perches over this 15-foot high wall around the entire manors. But as you make your way around this area over here, you find at this spot a kind of metal door inlaid. It's flush with the brick wall. There's no handle, there's no lock or anything, but it is very clearly door-shaped and door-sized. So you would be right to presume that this is the servants' entrance that Baldric was mentioning.
Okay.
As you keep walking around, however, you reach this corner, and at the side of this brass drain pipe, you notice that the wall has crumbled ever so slightly. And at the lowest point over here, it's only around 9 feet high. So there's like a 5 times 5 foot, like almost hole or little gap at the top of the wall in this corner. Other than that, you just walk around the whole thing. You kind of take in the looks and the sights of the upper city. The streets are fairly empty, but the buildings around you, most of them are at least 2 floors. So were you to reach a higher vantage point, you'd probably peek over the wall into the courtyard.
Okay.
And at that point, just circle
quick
around,
question.
met up with everyone again. Yes.
My question is, how tall is it exactly? Because with her height being 6'4", she could probably put someone shorter on top of her shoulders.
What's that? What are you
Not
saying?
pointing fingers, but it might give us an advantage to maybe get in.
That's certainly something you can attempt.
Okay. I'm gonna run, since I was the one that presumably ran around solo, as not to arise any suspicion. I'm gonna run back to the group because I did notice the 9 foot, the 9 foot crumbling wall there, and though I would never do so, is what I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna say, okay, so there's this metal, this kind of flat metal door with seemingly no way to open it as far as I can tell on the back. I'm assuming that's where the servants go in. And then around the corner, there's kind of this wall is crumbled down a little bit. It's a little bit shorter than the rest of the wall. Cora?
Yes.
Okay, Cora, okay. Can you come over here?
Listening.
And I say, okay, say it. Yalmer, just stay right back there for a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She kind of stumbles
Yeah, we're
half-heartedly.
You're gonna kind of come over under yonder, and goes like, okay. Pick me up.
You want me to pick you up?
No. You're gonna have to toss me.
A toss?
Look, you're gonna just kind of put me, just like hold me up like a baby. You would maybe, so that way they don't think anything of it. I would never ask you to do this, but this could be the biggest score of our lives. God damn it! Come over here. I'm gonna hurry with her back over to this crumbling wall and say, right here, this crumbling wall. Just kind of heave me up. If you can't hold, I'm like, I don't know. I'm probably only like 20 pounds or something. Definitely not 40. Just heave me up. Toss me up if you can't hold me up that long. Let me just get a little peek.
I won't get any repercussions if you get hurt. I don't want to hear it.
Well, don't hurt. What do you mean, don't hurt me? Just put me up.
Well, I don't know.
Just hold.
Maybe
Can you
a
hold?
little heavier than
I thought you were
remember.
strong. How much can you weigh? How much can you lift?
All right. She kind of like picks him up like forcefully. Are you ready?
Yep. Okay. Come on.
All right,
Let's roll.
go ahead and roll for athletics.
Let's
Please don't drop me.
Oops.
Oh,
No.
that is a nat 1.
No.
Yes.
And what is the plus?
It doesn't matter if it's a nat 1. That is a critical hit.
No.
So Cora, you kind of you roll your neck, kind of cracking it a little bit. Larry, you prepare yourself to be hoisted up by this
Alright.
giant half-orc.
All right.
There we go.
Ready.
Okay.
Cora, you kind of
2.
underestimate how light Larry is.
Ah.
So grabbing him under his shoulders, you kind of hurl him into the and he gets a quick peek over the wall. At one point, he sees mostly trees at this point, and he can't until he comes plummeting down onto the ground. Larry, I'm afraid you take 1 point
No.
of bludgeoning damage.
She kind of leans over, like, kind of apologetically, kind of not. Did you want to try again?
No! It's just goddamn trees. It's not worth it.
Just toss them.
Don't tell anybody about this, okay?
All right, but I mean, you did get a good look.
So I've cleared the area that you actually saw.
Okay.
Cool.
A couple trees in here. What you did also see is a guard who's patrolling along this path. But you didn't get a clear direction of where he was going or where he was kind of positioned.
All right.
Okay, one little quick thing to say.
Yes.
Eddie has been needing to go to the bathroom.
Is that true, Eddie? She may have went.
She probably went.
May I
No,
win?
no, I'm still here.
Oh. Okay.
We can take like a 3-minute intermission. If
We can,
that's
yeah,
okay.
we can totally do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Something away. It's not my fault.
So while this is happening, Yalmir, you're kind of keeping an eye out on things, just scoping up the situation and the way that you guys generally work together. And you don't see anything out of the ordinary. A few nobles kind of notice you, seeing this kind of rough fighter dwarf in this fancy area of town. They kind of scoff at you and look a little bit disconcerted to see such ruffians in their neighborhood. Will you go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please? So that'll be a d20 plus your perception.
Check. Okie dokie. Whoop. So that's 9. And perception plus 2.
Isn't this
So
place
that's
cool,
11.
chat? Look, it's got
Right. So what you do notice is that people seem to be leaving and coming back in fairly regular intervals. As you're kind of waiting here, timing as people come and go, there seems to be like a steady stream of servants. They're few and far between, but when they do come, they seem to be almost timing it. And those who leave and leave with empty baskets and sacks, and the others return with kind of these baskets covered with cloth. Sometimes you can see them carrying barrels, even bottles in some cases. But yeah, they seem to be moving a lot of goods into the manor grounds through the main gate.
Are they all coming from the same direction?
Yes, they're essentially leaving here, going south, and coming back from the same direction.
Okay. So, am I some distance away from Larry and Cora?
I would presume at this point they would have had their little misadventure, and either you guys meet up or you don't. That is up for you guys to decide.
I intended to get as far away from Cora as possible.
Oh,
So I was going to go see Yalmir. Where is Yalmir here? Are you over here, Yalmir?
I'll stay like in the middle.
You want me to bring your token over here?
Okay, wait, yeah. Whoop.
Woo. Okay, yeah, I was going to walk.
Perfect.
I was going to go back to Yalmir. And I was just going to say, hey, what's going on? I saw there's some trees, and I think they've got some patrols inside, but I couldn't really get a good look. It was higher than I thought.
Any idea how many guards there are?
I only saw one, but I believe however many is going to be in there is, at least according to Baldric, how many will be inside as well, so maybe we can get a good idea somewhere else. Yeah, what's going on over
Okay,
here?
so I noticed that there are some like delivery boys going from the main gate and south and back and in and out. And they're going all of them are going this way. And I point like the alley that all they're coming from and in.
Wait, are they the same people coming back and forth?
Are they the same people?
You wouldn't know exactly if it's the same people, but you can tell kind of by their clothing and their general demeanor that they are all servants to the Lord.
Assuming
They all look the
Am I over
same.
here with them?
Hello.
Sorry, I'm back, by the way.
Hey, I hope you had a good piece. Say, Always urinating in the middle of a mission.
So yes, you would be there with them.
Okay. So can I'm gonna suggest that maybe not as a group, but can we follow when they're coming out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's going to be my suggestion. Why don't we just try and trail whoever's coming out so we can see maybe where they're going instead of trying to toss one another over the wall.
What do you mean, Todd? You didn't see anything. Look.
Oh.
Cora! Cora!
Keep it quiet.
Can you please stop causing such ruckus?
Maybe you can stop
Oh my
insinuating
God.
that I've been tossed today.
Oh,
Master of stealth.
I'll show you stealth.
well,
Okay. Psst.
why don't I, not all of us, because God knows I don't want you trailing anybody. Why don't I just try and trail after one of the people coming out?
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, bye.
God.
Oh boy. Yeah. So you're doing that.
Okay.
As you're kind of talking this over with the other members of the party, a skinny-looking, kind of gaunt servant in a brown vest and like a khaki beige kind of shirt leaves kind of haphazardly, rushing out of the gate, and doesn't seem to pay you guys much mind. Seems to be very preoccupied and kind of hastily walks past you with his empty basket. So you can definitely follow him. And as you do so, he leads you through, like, again, familiar, like through the streets the way you came, essentially leading you back to the Wide, which is this large main commercial hub, if you will, like a huge marketplace in the center of the upper city. And as you follow him, you see him make his way to this stand, which is manned by this huge minotaur-looking fellow with his arms crossed, and the servant, you can't quite hear what he says, but he brings out this little note. He seems to be reading through it, and he kind of hands it to the minotaur. Minotaur picks it up, goes back into the back, brings out this giant basket, handing it to this tiny, skinny, gaunt man, who kind of picks it up and starts making his way back towards the manor.
So we all followed this guy?
You guys can totally have done that.
Oh, unless you guys wanted to come, I thought it was just me. Oh no, don't go into the trash can.
We're going to trash. Okay. I think Cora's still over
Can I-
there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
over there.
because I'm probably still like in between the wall
I
and
was
didn't
screaming
follow
for you.
right away. Can I check on what's kind of going on when in this entrance here?
Yeah, for sure. So the others are heading to the Wide while you stay in the corner, and not much happens. The streets are fairly quiet, but at one point the door does open up, ever so slightly ajar, and this elderly-looking half-elven man looks out, and he looks impatient. He looks frustrated. He looks annoyed, and he kind of looks down the street, turns around, leaning out of the door, looking at the other side, and he kind of grunts to himself and slams the door shut. So as you notice this, the three of the others are still in the Wide, in the market.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, I'll go meet up with the others too. Ah.
We've presumably come back from trailing this guy since he was so rushed. Correct.
Yeah, if you guys trailing back, then you would be at this point. You would have returned.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So
We were
let's
just
reconvene,
actually we were
and
just
that's why I
watching him.
pushed-
We were just watching him the whole time. So did he come back and he went back inside?
Yes, so
Okay.
he returns. He's carrying this giant thing, and he's kind of stumbling, and knocks on the door. And this now, for the first time since you're keeping a close eye on it, you notice this hatch in the door kind of slide open. Two beady eyes look out at him. You can look him over. Hatch closes again, and the door slides open just enough for this servant to carry this giant basket into the manor grounds, and the door slams shut once more.
we tell from just the eyes what race perhaps this man's is on the inside?
What
Or is
race?
that is there like not enough to be able to really like recognize anything just?
You can try. Roll for perception.
Okay. Oh god. Where's my 20?
What? You?
Oh, I'm going to use the tower because no one else has.
There goes. There
Put
he
it
goes.
in there. Blap.
15.
The tower is the right move.
Oh
It
hell yeah.
was.
Okay, 15 and then
Plus
I will
2.
use the tower next.
plus 2.
Plus
Where am I?
2.
That's your perception.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you try to gauge who this is. Like, you cannot tell from, the hatch is fairly small. He's wearing a helmet, but you cannot necessarily tell what race he is. You can tell that it is a guard, however.
What's the right move here?
Okay, guys. Obviously, none of us can pass off as a servant, so that's out of the
Obviously.
question.
I mean,
Another idea.
say it.
We kidnap one. We interrogate them. We break their bones, and we know what they know.
Absolutely
I
not.
had you until that
always
last part. I was with you
try-
until the.
I
We don't need to
always
do any bone breaking.
Tried
It's
to
fine.
do this.
Okay, fingers. Just fingers.
If they're giving us problems,
Guys,
maybe. But I don't know.
Listen,
Look,
I don't know if you checked the north gate, but from what I saw, there's a door there.
I don't wanna
He's
go-
fairly elderly.
I don't want to go anywhere near that place again for no particular
Who's
reason.
Okay.
Wait.
Who's
Okay.
elderly, Cora?
I don't know. I saw this elderly man peek his head out for a second. He might be waiting on someone to bring something back, but maybe we can pass off as someone that person may have met up with. Give him news that he's not coming back.
What are the servants wearing? Is it all the same kind of drab?
Yes, but fairly simple clothing. It's
Okay.
it's beige shirts with vests, basic cloth pants.
This
It's
guy's
nothing
kid.
fancy, but they're somewhat they're not unkept to that extent. They still are presentable.
Okay. All right.
So maybe like a party going on.
Well, yeah. That's what. Remember, Baldric said there was something going on tonight. Okay.
Right.
I think we can get in here. Okay. I got some stuff in my bag that can help us get disguised. All right. If we just find some cloth bags or something to throw over us, it's fine. Maybe we can shuffle on in. But we shouldn't try to get in here until tonight anyway. So maybe we should go on back and see if that guy's still there. See if we can't maybe just walk on by and maybe get in his ear and tell what's going on.
All right.
Shh, let's just
You do the
shamble on
talking.
by. Okay. Come on, let's go. We walk on by.
Why is
Is
this
Larry
so-
actually whistling?
Yes, he is whistling as he walks.
Probably yes.
Is that guy still down here, kind of peeking down the alley? Can we tell?
So as you turn the corner, you don't notice much movement. From what Cora noticed, he didn't seem to be peeking out regularly. It seemed to be something that happened now and then.
I see. Okay.
But as you guys reach the part of the gate, you kind of scope it out. Eventually, the door kind of opens up a little bit again, and he peeks out. This time, a little more than what Cora saw. And he looks down the street and kind of looks past the four of you, kind of shaking his head, turns the other way, and he slams the door shut once more.
I see.
Rude.
Very rude. Okay. Larry's gonna just walk right up here, still whistling. He's gonna take his fist and slam on the door.
What are you doing?
Shh! I got an idea. It's fine.
He
So
won't be
it,
able to-
you don't get a response immediately. You hear a few footsteps coming down what sounds like a wooden stair, and then the clinking and the metal clunking and clunking of a key entering a door, and the door kind of opens up outwards ever so slightly, and this elderly man kind of looks over you at first and then looks down, and he goes, "Wait, who are you? You're not the one they usually send."
Oh no, not me, sir. I'm sorry. My name is Larry. Okay, and shh, it's fine. and we're all here. It's our first time. It's our first time here in the city, and I'm sorry. I was just a little bit lost. I was hoping. Is this Blisto's Bistro?
He kind of looks at you with disbelief, and he goes, "Yeah, you are lost, aren't you?" And he kind of looks over at you close. "You're in the upper city. This is for the fine people. Yeah, whatever podunk, low tier, run down dive bar you're looking for, most likely it's not within 3 miles of this manor. Now, I suggest you take a hike and you don't ever come back. Is that understood?"
Larry runs.
Larry?
Wait,
The man
When-
kind of coughs and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And he goes to close the door once more.
Oh, man.
Okay.
were
Look,
we able to
I'm-
peek into anything with the door open?
No, it,
Since we're all together, or was he
On the-
just like
okay,
peeking
you're-
his head out?
Gotcha. So you don't see much. What you can see is like a patch of grass, and in front of that, and after that, I'm sorry, is the manor itself. It is. You basically saw a window ever so slightly. You couldn't tell what was inside there, but yeah, you could see inside just a little bit.
where did Larry go?
Wait, here you go.
Okay.
If
Send
you
me a
place
bit.
anything on the floor, they disappear.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Larry trots back up, and he says, "Look, we almost got a little bit of information there. You guys shouldn't have followed me. I know he was talking about you. I can't believe he'd say that about you guys. That's crazy. I'm starting to like Yalmir's idea better and better about breaking bones and stuff.
Okay.
I
Maybe
can
not
always
breaking
use my fists.
I mean,
I
if you want to
mean, I
use your
wouldn't
fist to
feel
break
bad
bones, I
about-
mean,
Knocking them out.
maybe we shouldn't be talking about this right in front of the door.
Listen, I think we should go back to where the servants were going to, and maybe hang around there and see if we can talk to anybody or spy what notes being passed between the servant and this.
I'm sure they'll be
giant
more
minotaur.
willing to share what's going on inside. They already hate the people that they have to work for.
I mean, I would hate being anywhere near that man as well. Let's go.
So we're going back
Yeah,
to
we're gonna walk back to the front and the
Market?
next. Yeah, I think we're gonna walk. We're gonna try to. Do we want to trail the next group of servants that come out?
Mhm.
Is that what we want to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm for that.
I think we'll just kind of hang out here then until we hopefully some more folk come out.
By the time you turn the corner, you immediately see more servants.
Oh.
And from their just general trajectory, as you start following them, you can tell they're almost absent-minded in their duties. They've kind of run this back and forth a number of times today, and they are heading in the exact same direction that the other one was. So as you trail him, you come once more to the market, the wide, and again this servant, a different one this time, a slightly larger man, but still a bit of age, maybe upper middle age, so to speak. Stops in front of the same Minotaur vendor once more, and he takes out his note. He hands it to the Minotaur. The Minotaur reads it and goes into the back, brings out another basket, gives it to the servant.
Hmm.
What's in these baskets?
Oh, this is in like a pretty public area.
Yes, so this is in the wide. So there are vendors all around you constantly. There are people walking back and forth here. As you kind
Oh.
of trail this guy through the crowd, there's
Nice.
groups of people shopping. There's groups of people selling things. Anything you could ever want to buy in
Okay.
this world, you could probably find in the wide. It is
Alright.
a massive market.
So
Hmm.
my suggestion is, why don't we, if we need to stock up on any curatives of sorts, then we can do that. But we should talk to other vendors and see, what we can just like get out of them. Just be like, what's going on? What's with these people always rushing around? What's with the Minotaur man? What are the vendors that are closest to said Minotaur man?
So the Minotaur man seems to be running a slightly larger stand than the others. So he's been handling baskets mainly. that you can't tell the contents of. But to his side are 2 other stands as well, manned by a dwarf lady and a dwarf man. And they seem to be working in conjunction with the Minotaur. It's almost like they're working for him, so to speak. And they're selling various goods. It's mostly foods and wines and vegetables and fruit. It's that kind of thing. But around you in the general area, you can find people selling carpets, people selling spices, people selling weapons. So yeah, the closest to the Minotaur are these 2 dwarves. And as you guys kind of scope this out, the Minotaur takes notice. Because he rolled exceptionally well.
No.
Oh no.
No.
And he looks over the 4 of you and he goes, "Ha ha! Have you come to shop at Protonia's vending shop?
Oh hell yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Then come
Uh,
closer, gather around. Let me show you my wares."
Okay. I'm gonna hang back a little bit further, maybe closer towards that second vendor that's
As has
close
been
by.
so eloquently proved, Larry's a people person, so he's gonna go right up to the Minotaur.
So you
Let's
walk
see
up
your
to him and he
perception.
kind of scoffs and goes, "Ha ha! You're a short one, aren't you?" And he reaches out his massive hand to you and goes, "I am Brotonius, the Minotaur. Welcome to my emporium."
I will reach out my hand painfully and say, nice to meet you. Brotanius, what, he's really trying to hold back, not getting angry. But he says, what do you sell?
Oh, just about anything on this God-given green earth. And he kind of motions over his wares, and he's got barrels of wine. He's got baskets of fruit. He's got sliced meats up onto the side. He's basically an entire like deli comprised into this one stand. And this Minotaur man is kind of towering over all of it. He's wearing a leather apron as well, and he seems to be shirtless underneath that. He's wearing pants, so don't worry.
I'm gonna say, man, you've got a great selection here. I tell you what, I'll do a little bit of business. We're me and my friends here. We're here on vacation, so let me go chat with them real quick. I'll be right back.
Don't take too long.
Yes.
He kind of laughs as you leave.
Okay, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna kind of come back to my friends here. I don't know where Saya is in all this, but I was gonna say, all right, Yalmir, I'm gonna, don't worry, I'll handle the big Minotaur guy. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get a little bit out of him, but why don't you go dwarf it up with those 2 dwarves, right?
Dwarf it up.
Yeah, just
Oh.
dwarf it up. You know, I mean, I'm sure.
Company.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe they could tell you what's really going on here. We'll compare notes later. We'll cross-reference.
First of all, I'm offended. Second, okay.
Okay, great. Awesome. And then I'll sprint back to the Minotaur and I'll start just perusing his wares, kind of indulging him.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, are you looking for anything in particular as my wares?
Well, I tell you what, we kind of been around the wide today. I think that's what they call it here. And I've been seeing we came here because you've been getting so much business. What's been selling well today?
He kind of looks back behind his shoulder and goes, "Whoa, well, with all the orders from the manor, it's been mostly wine, I suppose."
Oh, the man. I'm sorry. Again, I don't know what that is. What is the manor?
He kind of looks around. This is very friendly guy. He leans into you to whisper, but he's massive, so he speaks loudly anyway. The Lord Lanterfeld is hosting another one of his lavish garden parties in the evening, and he's as usual hired me as the purveyor of the finest goods in all Faerun to provide him with supplies such as wine and food and all sorts of goods for his party. But you didn't hear that from me. And he kind of leans back and overlooks, completely convinced that nobody else heard.
Wow.
Did I hear him?
Yes,
Did
everyone
you hear
within,
it
like,
from the other
15
vendor?
feet. The dwarf lady who's in front of you, Yami, kind of goes, "You're talking loud again."
We did hear.
Man, I love parties. How do I get in?
Why, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think you'll be getting in anytime soon. It's one of the fancy ones, you know, all dress code, all fancy pants, all nobles and the patriarchs of the city. It's no place for common folk like you and me, my friend.
Cora kind of cuts in, placing a forearm over the head of Larry, and kind of abruptly, she's like, "Oh, well, listen, the chef sent us over. Is there any kind of way, you know, to get product inside? We're the personal guard, so we got a lot on our plate today. We're here to pick up maybe a few more orders just in case."
He's a little taken aback by that. And so he goes, you're. I didn't. Hang on. Can you roll for deception?
Deception.
I just told
Wait,
this man
I
that we
promise.
were
Use the tower. Use the tower.
I know. I promised. I promised Eddie I'd use the tower.
I just told this man.
And
16 and
Oh.
and 2. 18. I always get 18s.
Huh.
All right. Brotanius kind of looks you over and goes, "Why, I know the chef personally. Surely he would tell me. But I suppose you are all more armed than the other servants. So I suppose he would need some kind of security. Now, why would he send you here if you're guards, though? What do you need?"
We gotta kind of keep the lower ones in check, you know? Gotta scope things out, make sure the product's good. I know you have a really reputable business here, but come on.
Well, I don't want to brag, but, you know, I tend to.
Oh,
give
please.
the odd
Everyone
cup.
knows you have the best products in the market.
Oh, stop it. Stop that. He kind of blushes a little bit. No, just
If I can ask personally,
Oh,
do you
sure.
know we kind of want to make it a surprise for the lord of the house. Any way we kind of can get on the good side and getting in?
Brotanius kind of looks at the two dwarfs on his sides who look completely done with his shit at this point. And he leans in again, completely convinced that he's whispering, "I've got just the thing." And kind of clop back into the carriage at the back of the stand. And he brings out this small, thin bottle. It contains some kind of red liquid, and it looks antique as he brings it up, and he hands it to you for you to see, and it's still dusty. He goes, "This is some of the finest banjo I've ever had, either to drink or to indeed sell at my shop. If there's anything that a man of let's say his particular tastes would enjoy, it would certainly be a bottle full of this."
Can I have a taste?
Well, I can hardly open it now.
I'm just joshing with you.
That's my man.
Yeah.
Punches you in the shoulder.
Oh. Yep, that's my man, horse.
I didn't hurt you, did I?
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna slink back and I'll let Cora do the rest of the work.
Will you roll for deception?
Okay. Where's my boy?
It's
There
not
it
small
is.
anymore, is it?
It's no.
It's
I'll just
huge.
roll- No, it's in the void. Okay.
It's in the abyss.
Wait, hold on.
Why is it stuck there?
It's an 18.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're a sturdy one.
Yep. I'm fighting back tears the best I can. It's the hardest battle I've ever fought.
As this is going on, as you kind of overlook this one, Yalmir, you are standing, kind of looking over by this lady dwarf who is managing other affairs, and she's kind of been eyeing you for a bit since you don't seem to have any business with her, but you keep standing in front of her stand. And just, "Can I help you, love?"
I'm
Can I just,
standing there with
put-
him, right? Yes.
Yes.
Is that where I? Okay, cool.
Can I just put lean over on the table?
Mhm.
My biceps clearly showing. I was like, Listen here, lady. Could you help me get in the back, maybe?
Without any context.
You roll
The back of
roll for persuasion.
Back of
Persuasion.
the back of what?
where? The back
Shut
of
up.
where, my friend?
Persuasion.
Uh-oh.
Did you use the
11.
tower?
11. And persuasion plus 1. So that's 12.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
She kind of, well, I'm a married woman, you scoundrel.
Ah,
Kind of looks over at the other dwarf on the other side of the miniature and she goes, I would make the old man a little bit jealous, maybe. What did you have in mind for exactly?
so I kind of like blush and forget what I want to say.
She
Like-
unbuttons one of the buttons in her blouse.
I kind of like look over at Seiya, puzzled, not knowing what to do.
God, I don't know what to do either.
Damn it.
Okay. So, they're both dwarves, right? The people at the stand, right? So mayhaps I'm gonna encourage you to keep going. I'm gonna encourage
Can
you to keep going.
Can I
Cheering
try
on
Give it
to
the wife.
seduce her?
You can totally try to seduce her.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
then I try to seduce her.
Let's roll a straight charisma check.
What is
Oh,
happening?
hell yeah. We're trying to get into the manor.
No.
Okay?
Is that what we're
Oh,
trying to get
boy.
into?
17.
Oh.
17 plus 2. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna help.
Plus 2 or 1?
Plus your charisma. Oh, your charisma is plus 1. Oh, sorry. So that will be 18. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's over the threshold either way.
Oh no.
Yeah, she kind of notices you blush. She blushes as well, and she goes, "Ah, yeah, cheeky one, aren't you? I don't want to get into anything in particular, but you know, if you don't mind, we could make the old man a little jealous, perhaps." And she kind of motions you to follow her.
Okay, so I like
Laddie,
look
what have you
over
done?
at my party and follow her.
Do I know what's happening?
At this point, I think you, Cora, Larry, and the Minotaur have all been made aware of this.
Okay.
this-
Larry. All right. So when he glances over, Larry's already given a thumbs up,
No.
and he's smiling.
Okay. So, but she's the wife is the only one who's at the front of the event. Where is the husband at this point?
The husband is on the left side of the Minotaur. So essentially, imagine
Oh,
here. So the
they're on
Minotaur
either
would be
side.
here. Yes, they're on either side. So the Minotaur would
Ah.
be here. The wife would be here with Yalmir, and then the husband would be here at the other.
Is he aware of what's going on?
He is
Oh.
fucking fuming.
No.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Laddie.
So
Okay.
you need to follow her.
Yeah, I follow her.
Mhm. So she
Wait,
kind of
wait, wait.
leads you towards the carriage in the back as the male dwarf looks on. He's like steam is coming out of his ears at this point. His face is completely red, and he goes, "Laura, you come back here right now." And she kind of just giggles along, and she leads you towards the back. And he continues that, "Laura, come back here! I swear to God!" And the male dwarf leaves his post and follows the two of you.
Okay.
Does the rest
Here,
of the party going to act while this is happening?
I'm going to suggest that we look behind their carts to see, or that wherever they're manning. Can we do that unnoticed?
That's
I'll take one place, and then I suggest Larry go to the other because Cora is too big.
So you want to follow the female dwarf and Yalmir as they head to the back, and kind of have an eye out on it.
their little
No,
station
just
there.
their little stations, just where their
Oh, okay,
where
okay.
their
Sure.
where their tables are.
Yeah, as the two dwarves leave, you have no issues kind of peeking over like the sides, and there's nothing in particular there. Like you can tell there are some baskets and boxes, some crates of general goods. There's maybe a pouch or two of gold as well as coins in there, but nothing
Well,
that.
we should take the coin, obviously.
So the coin is where the female dwarf was standing, which means that the Minotaur is still on that side.
God damn it. Okay.
So he would have a clear line of sight to both the coin and anyone who tries to sneak around. You can totally try it if you want to.
I'm looking at.
well,
She's moseying around.
I will.
What are you doing?
I will aid a little bit in continuing to talk to the Minotaur. She asked how much that really expensive like alcohol would be. Kind of, she wants to know how much it kind of would be priced at if he was willing to give it up.
Well, this is a fine wine, but if it's for the Lord Landerfeld himself, and maybe you can put in one or two good words to make sure that whatever trade the Lord does in the future and whatever parties he may engage with can exclusively trade with Protonius, the finest wares.
Oh, absolutely. I'd put in so many good words in.
Well, in that case, he puts one hand under the kind of counter of the stand, and he pulls out this cloth, wraps up the bottle in the cloth, and he hands it to you and says, "Well, you didn't get it from me."
Okay.
She laughs, going back to the crew and kind of forming a plan in her head. Okay, guys.
Wait. While that was happening,
Oh, right.
can I steal the money?
You can certainly try.
Try.
Oh my
It-
god!
So you just want to head around the counter and try to snatch it?
Yes. Wait, is
Right.
there a way to do this stealthily? Because I don't want to draw attention, but I want the money.
That would be
again,
your D20.
You are in a very crowded market. So there are people
Damn
all
it.
around. They're not necessarily paying attention to you, but the
It
main
would fail.
the main
Larry,
thing here
go
would
take
be
the money.
No, what do you mean? Do you not know what
You're the littlest one of us.
I only steal from people that deserve it. This guy's cool. He's a Minotaur. These guys.
She's
these
cheating
guys
on
are
her
the-
husband right now.
That's not what. That's not the same people. What are you talking about? That's not their fucking store. That's the mansion. Do you understand? This little amount of gold, paltry compared to what this chalice will get us. Paltry. This man, we might need him later.
Wait, so is the... Maybe I'm just a little confused. Are they all the same... Like, the three of them working at the same station?
We're
Are
not.
they
We're not in
three
front of the
separate-
mansion right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, no, yeah,
I know.
so
Yeah.
there is a larger central stand that the Minotaur is handling, which contains mainly food items. And then on either side of that stand are two like kind of tacked on stands onto the central one, which they are all manning. But they all have like kind of share the inner area behind the counter. So it gives you the impression that the other two dwarves are working for the Minotaur.
Okay.
They seem to be communicating kind of, like, in a familiar
okay.
manner.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay,
What?
never mind.
what do you mean?
Take back
Hey,
the
we
plan.
we got like 150. We got so much. We got like 150 gold each. Okay. From Baldric. We're fine. Okay. If we need
Oh,
to
did we
later-
actually get that?
I think. Did we? You were the one
yes.
getting the gold.
He with the map, he would have given you the
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
The-
write that down.
Listen, if we need it later, then we need it. But right now, we don't need it. We don't need it.
Fine.
Now, should we go make sure that Yalmer's not dead?
So as this is suggested, Yalmer has made it to the back with this female dwarf, and she's kind of giggling around a little bit, but she seems more preoccupied with what her husband's reaction will be rather than what Yalmir is actually doing. So she's kind of caressing Yalmir's face, kind of tugging at his beard a little bit, but her eyes are on her husband, who is again staring at them and is kind of started walking towards them at this point.
Okay.
Are we in some kind of like a building now?
No, so you are by the carriage at the back of the stand. So it's slightly more secluded in the sense that people don't pay much attention here. Like you are in the back of the stand essentially. So you are kind of out of the general sight The visibility is kind of low here, but yeah, that's essentially where you are right now.
So that's where
outside.
the Minotaur was going to fetch the baskets.
Hmm. Oh yeah, as the lady pulled you back, the Minotaur kind of, oh, don't mind me, and reaches into the carriage in the back and pulls out the bottle. I didn't see anything, and he kind of walks back to the counter. And
Can I just
kind
like
of tugging at you.
can I just like look around, see what's specifically in the carriage?
So at a quick glance, you would see just barrels and bottles in general. You can totally do a perception check here if you want like a closer look at things.
Perception check.
I think
So
we should.
that's 6 and what was it? 2? Yep.
So you can't make out very clearly. It seems like there are barrels in here. Some of them are tagged, some of them aren't. In general, it seems like this carriage is mainly for the more valuable stuff. So it's alcohol and booze and liquor in general.
Okay.
Spiders.
And can I see what the husband is doing?
Poor Toss boy.
He's coming right at you.
He's coming. Getting
He's
closer.
coming. He's getting closer.
Of course.
I want to. Okay, this is what I want to run in so I can see. How far am I from him actually right now? From when this is happening?
You won't listen to my
You're about
plan.
10, 15 feet.
Okay. I'm trying to stop Yelmer from getting a guy's
I
dang axe in his
have a
skull.
plan. I have the startings of a plan.
He's not gonna listen to your plan anyways. You can just tell me. Let him do whatever he wants.
I'm gonna go help my buddy.
Roll again.
This short guy's gotta stick together. You do your things. So I'm gonna.
As you,
Yeah.
you're walking toward Jalmir.
Yes.
As you do, the female dwarf kind of knows. He goes like, "Oh, one at a time, lad." And at this point, the male dwarf has reached Jalmir and is and will attempt to shove him back. Jalmir, can you roll a strength check for me?
A D20?
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh,
very
19.
strong.
He is very, very strong. It doesn't matter, however, because the husband rolls a natural 1. He goes in, kind of push you off his wife, and goes like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" And his hand completely misses you, and he stumbles forward and lands prone between you and his wife. And his wife kind of laughs like, "Look, this is what I have to deal with."
This poor guy.
Can I just like pick him up a bit and push him aside?
You can help him up, but he doesn't really accept your help. He kind of stumbles up on his feet again and looks at you fuming, kind of worried that he is in a bad position.
I feel like I need to go on a bit of a girls' mission here while they deal with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to go.
I lean in towards Saya and she's like, okay, the Minotaur was nice enough to give me a little bit more of a unique offering. Maybe we can bribe our way into the kitchen, see a little bit more of the manor instead of staying outside.
All right, but that only gives you a way in instead of all of us.
It could be a group of just the two of us.
And just leave the boys behind.
Exactly.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, so they make their way towards the servants' door. Is there any guard making sure what servants come in and out?
So the servant's door isn't guarded at all, but it isn't locked at the least. But you guys head back to the manor, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So at this point, Larry, you will have reached Yalmir and these two dwarves.
Yes. I don't really know what's going on. At this point, is the other dwarf standing again?
Yes, you watch as
Okay.
Yalmir kind of.
So the first thing that Larry thinks to do is he's going to run in, and he's going to go, "There you are, you fool! Come here!" And he's going to kind of wrap his arm around Yalmir and say, "You better stop running away from me, hubby. I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe he would do this again." He's such a crazy guy. Come on, we gotta get out of here before you get into any more trouble. You.
The two dwarfs kind of just look on, past glances. Their eyes dart between you guys, each other, and the wife buttons up her blouse once more, and the husband kind of like, "Go on, get out of here. You're not supposed to be in the back."
Come on, let's go. We got other things to do today, right, honey? And then he does a really noticeable wink.
I begrudgingly turn around and follow Larry, even though his tugging at me does nothing.
Nah, I know it won't do anything, so I'm just pretending that it does to make myself feel better.
Essentially, if you latch onto Yelmir's arm and Yelmir walks, you will be lifted along with him.
Yes.
At this point. So you guys leave the market, and the minute you hear it behind you, you hear the Minotaur's bellowing laughter as he goes like, "Come back anytime." And you guys make your way back to the manor.
Okay.
So
Wow.
while they're returning, Cora and I always want to put an L in her name, and Saya, they kind of wait for a new shipment or a new group of peasants to come out, and just before the door closes, she kind of sticks her hand in, ready to kind of bribe her way with the alcohol if she runs into anybody.
Absolutely. So as the servant leaves, you grab onto the door, and it tugs against you as the guard doesn't really notice you at first, and notice the resistance, and he kind of opens up the door a bit more. He lifts his spear into view, and it goes, "Who goes there? What's your business?"
Oh, me and this lovely young lady here, we're actually coming for a private shipment from the Lord. He asked for his special wine. You know how he is, getting the fancy things all the time. We're just here to deliver.
"Oh yeah, where's the wine? Let me see it."
She pulls the tall, wrapped up wine from her satchel and presents it to him.
So the guard overlooks it, and it's clear to anyone that this is some fancy stuff. So he kind of goes, he looks it over, like almost cocksure of himself at first to be like, "Yeah, this is just a scam." But his face kind of turns, okay, and he turns back to the other side of the gate to someone you can't see, presume is a guard, and he goes, "Is the Lord? Is the Lord expecting someone? He's got people here with a bottle of wine." And they kind of talk things back and forth, and the guy reaches, "All right, okay, yeah, sure, give me the bottle. I'll give it to the Lord myself."
Oh, we'll just run in 15 minutes tops.
Yeah, but we're kind of guards. It's kind of our job to not let. Let me hang on. Okay, go ahead and roll a deception check here.
Oh, please.
Oh no, sorry, that would be person again.
Both of us or just
Persuasion
her?
Both of us. Both of us. Both of you guys. Because I will
Okay.
give you advantage on this roll.
Maybe you can
Give me
boost me up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, please. 8 and
15.
Gosh.
1, 2,
Nope, that's
3,
it, just
12. 12 and 15.
What kind of guard, so?
Oh, dang it, I lost my dice.
Wait, what were we checking for? I totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
to try to persuade
Persuasion.
our way inside.
Persuasion. Okay,
It's
persuasion.
+2.
Okay, yeah. I don't have anything. Okay.
Oh no, it's 0. So it was just a raw 15. That is enough though. The guards
Yes!
kind of look at each other and, all right, well, fine, come on in then. And you guys enter in
Aha!
to the manor.
We did it. Okay.
So the first thing you notice as you enter is that this courtyard is immaculately kept. It is almost like someone trimmed the grass with nail clippers. It is all at an exactly even height. The gravel and the paths that lead around the courtyard have been combed for symmetry, and the building itself, the manor itself, is just extremely tastelessly decorated, marbled windowsills and all sorts of minor little statues and figurines in every corner. To your right, you notice this pond upon which a couple ducks are happily quacking along. To your left, you see a glade with a few set tables. And on these tables, you notice barrels of wine similar to the ones you saw at the stand. And you kind of tell as you make your way down the path that clearly they are preparing for a garden party here. Next to you, at the gate, are 2 manor guards. Up to your left are another 2, kind of overlooking the servants running
Oh no,
goods
there's a
in and
lot.
out. And patrolling back and forth on this gravel path are an additional 2 guards. And they're kind of making their way from the main gate up until the point that Larry saw when he was hurled over the wall.
Oh yes.
In the middle of the courtyard, you see a fancy fountain, and then a pavilion with open walls. Kind of looks like a thin part. And the very entrance of the gate is these 2 curved stairs leading up to a large port, kind of double-gated door leading into the manor with this giant statue of an angel grasping a shield and a sword, kind of overlooking the whole thing.
Can I ask what time it is? Cause
Oh, yeah.
in the 24 hours, the docks just popped into my mind.
Yes. So at this point, you're at around 4 p.m.
4
Okay.
p.m. So we got like 6 hours left. Oh wait, no, 24 hours. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's still the same day that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm assuming since there's 8 guards that are probably going to be watching us
Oh yeah.
deliver. So we don't
So-
know where we're going.
As you guys kind of enter, it is clear immediately that you guys have no idea where you're going. That you've never been inside here before. But as you kind of walk through, the guards don't pay you much mind. The servants are running back and forth through here, and they kind of seem to be leading to the main entrance of the manor. As you get about halfway, you notice the elderly man that you saw at the
Oh.
servants' door kind of take notice of the 2 of you. He seems to be coordinating most of the servants moving around the manor grounds. And he goes, "You 2, where are you going?" And he kind of beckons you over by these tables here.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully he only saw me make a fool of myself and pee
Oh
my
yeah.
pants.
I have to leave this to you. I have no
Okay.
charisma.
Cora steps forward. A private shipment of wine for the Lord. No one else can have their hands on this.
He kind of skeptically looks you over and says, "I was made aware of no private shipment to the Lord. What exactly are you delivering here?"
Wine. You know, the Lord kind of wanted to keep this secret, so he sent us. I mean, look at us. We don't look like any ordinary peasants here.
You certainly don't look like delivery men. He kind of looks you over, almost offended, and goes, "Any matter of the Lord and the manor is a matter that I am directly involved in. Show me what you have right now."
She kind of fumbles it out in front of her for a second, but presents it to him eventually.
Mhm.
The secret wine.
He grabs it.
God.
He kind of looks it over.
The wine.
Eyes kind of scan the etiquette of the bottle and looks up at the 2 of you. And he goes, "Aye, the Lord does like this one. All right, fair enough. Be gone with you." And he
Aye.
starts walking back.
She leans in just before heading the other way. How do you say his name? Brodius? I forgot his name.
Brotonius?
Brotonius, thank you. Brotonius sends his regards. Make sure the Lord hears about this one.
He kind of stops, and he looks over his shoulders. "Hey, this is from Brotonius. I should have figured that old mangy bastard." And for the first time, his eyes kind of light up a little bit as a smile almost spreads across this wrinkled face of his. And he goes, "I'll make sure to let the Lord know where it came from." And he kind of almost bows towards the 2 of you, almost filled with like a little bit more respect than he had earlier. He kind of bows a little bit, and he heads back on into the manor and disappears through the doors.
Since we know more or less the layout, I think we should relay it back to the guys.
Can we? Oh. What are the guards doing? Because I want to see more detailed, especially this random corner
activity?
about the birds.
Oh yeah.
The fucking
So
birds.
at this point, the guards are kind of they kind of noticed that you guys stopped to talk to the front of the house, the butler, if you will, but not in a suspicious way at all. They're kind of just taking notice that, oh, you guys are actually talking to me. You're clearly not servants. You're carrying weapons.
Yeah.
But they don't take much mind. They kind of notice that the butler goes back into the house and kind of motions and gestures for you guys to, you should probably leave. And as you turn to do so, from over here, you hear a loud and out stumbles this fat, wobbly little bird, the kind of stumbling around the corner, and it squawks loudly at all the guards and every
Not
time it
flight.
passes someone, and it almost seems to kind of peck at people and follow them anytime they pass it by. And the guards again seem incredibly fed up with this bird, so they kind of lift their feet out of the way, walk past it. You wanted to ask about the guards patrolling manor. It's these two that seem to be walking back and forth through the manor grounds.
Beast.
Okay.
Okay.
And eventually the bird, the grouse, which is a large grouse,
Grouse.
reaches the two of you and goes and kind of starts pecking at the two of you. One of the guards kind of leans in here. Yeah, he does that. He might want to, head out. soon.
Yeah, I
How
got it.
big is the bird?
It's about knee height to you.
Oh.
Oh god. So it's the size of Larry. Okay.
He will be
From
doomed.
afar, a single tear rolls down Larry's cheek, but he does not know why.
He feels the disturbance.
Okay. Is there anything else that's immediately that I can see around, like special landmarks or like specific areas
I
that
want
are
to know what this
more
is.
shaded than others, or?
So this is a pavilion, and again, it's similar to the glade over here, in which tables have been set in the middle of it,
Ah,
preparing for the evening party. Well,
got it.
other than that, you don't notice anything in particular about the house at a glance.
Without
it's
getting
just, of
inside.
course- Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that sounds
All
good.
right.
So the guards kind of motion for you guys to leave, and you've kind of outstayed your welcome at this point.
Ah!
Okay. We'll have.
And
we'll
as you head out, the grouse does follow you with
Oh,
another
no.
loud and eventually stops. And as the gate closes behind you, you can hear it squawking from the inside. Larry and Yalmir, you've both heard the grouse at this point. It is that loud.
Yeah.
We met our fearsome little creature,
What the hell was that noise?
the grouse. He is terrifying.
Is there only one of them?
As far as we can tell,
We can tell.
there was one.
It sounded like there was a lot because it was very loud.
Oh, it's just
Well,
probably because it's on your
He's-
level.
Just imagine. Beak
What
is
did you
sharp
just
as
say
a
to
razor.
me? Ugh. It's twice today that I've been called short and I've done nothing about it.
She kind of leans down, like sitting on her knees almost. Just imagine a creature with a razor sharp beak, bigger than you even.
I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared. Come, we should move away from here. We must discuss.
Got
Quickly, lads.
Lads,
Lass.
And lassies.
So you guys kind of find an alley or like a spot to convene in, I'm assuming.
Yes, like to get away from
Cora
the eye.
begins to relay what she saw about 6 guards in the immediate vicinity outside, and reveals the truth about the bird.
But I'm so glad that you had the right number because I wrote down 8 guards.
Wow, 8 guards, that's a lot. He said there might be that same amount inside, too. We gotta be careful about this one. Well,
All right.
I mean, anything else you think could help us get back in here tonight?
Oh, I think we got on the old man's good side.
Is that
So we
right?
can
Bringing
probably
up the
go.
Minotaur got him
Oh,
pretty
we're-
happy.
We're probably gonna have to disguise Larry because everyone hates him.
What do you mean
So-
me? Everybody
I
loves
agree.
me.
Everyone hates him. I agree.
What? Look, I can't believe you guys are turning on your fearless leader like this. But it doesn't matter, because I was going to disguise myself anyway. Yes, in fact, I do have plenty of tools. I think we should all do something like that. I don't know. We could get in tonight. I have an idea. I have an
Ladies,
idea.
do you think we could disguise him as the Grouse?
I mean, they're roughly around the same height.
Right?
Oh my
I think we could be
God.
able to do it.
I never
His
thought of it.
nose.
Why do you
is
keep saying I'm
maybe-
not? Yomir's not that much taller.
You're small and cranky, just like this thing was.
What?
Listen,
Hey, you sound like
honey.
him too.
What?
Perfect.
How am I going to
Got
get
it.
in as the grout? What do you mean? Do you
Got
think?
it. We go in through the north side, the one that the old man keeps an eye out on. We bring
Right.
up Larry.
We,
The
we-
louse got out.
And then we say
louse?
we need to return him because he's gotten out.
Grouse.
The grouse is out of the house?
Exactly.
Well,
You're
how-
the man for Larry, think about it. You're gonna be the most important part of this operation.
Okay. Well, pray tell, how are we going? How am I going to get you guys in? Why would you take me to the back entrance if I'm a bird?
Because
What?
last that I saw,
Think
he
about it.
runs the back
These
entrance.
guys are really smart. They didn't fall for my charms. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you. You know, apparently getting on this guy's good side. There's no way.
Don't worry about it.
Well, how am I
Yeah.
supposed to let you guys in after that, huh?
No. We're going to bring you in.
Exactly.
Wait, do you think you're gonna go in too? Tonight's his
He's
big party.
seen both of us.
Yeah, so
He trusts us. And of course he'd believe that we caught the wild grouse that got out.
again,
Right.
The Lord is
Again.
gonna want to thank us personally.
are you sure there's more than one grouse? There's a grouse in there. I'm pretty sure they would know if he was missing. He sounds very loud.
If there was a grouse, anything like the one we saw, all of them are gonna be small. Who knows? Maybe he has more.
Because if this doesn't work, then we're out like 5 hours. Because if he's like, there's no grouse missing, there's not a grouse about.
They let him roam around as much as he wants.
Roam around.
It's easy.
Wait, question. Is the party tonight?
Yes, from what you can gather,
Oh.
it is, and it's getting closer to nighttime, right? So you're around
Yeah.
4 p.m. right now, so you would assume that yes, it is tonight, and in just a few hours.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
what are
Go
our
ahead.
options?
Eye on the prize, the chalice.
Now, I mean, you know, I certainly would never fall for this, but do you find ladies think if we go into town, get some good garb, you know, something to make yourselves look, I don't know, presentable? Do you think that maybe then?
What are you talking about?
Do you think that maybe then, if hypothetically we go along with the grouse plot, then only then I could see him allowing you two to go in. Okay. Now this guy right behind me here. I mean, his charms may work on dwarven women, but I don't know about old cranky rich guys. Okay, I just look at him go. I don't know.
I didn't trip. No one saw that.
See, he tripped. Look.
Okay. So what are our options
I thi-
beside the Grouse plan?
Do you think the dwarven couple is going to the party?
I don't think so. She didn't seem in the mood for a party.
I mean, if Brotanius isn't, who was the owner of the shop that they were working at, then I doubt they're going to the party. And he said he wasn't going to the party because he's a commoner, like us,
Got it.
just commoners. However, You talk amongst yourselves. Let me look into my bag of secrets. I have come prepared for such a task. One moment, please.
Bag of secrets.
The
Yes.
secrets.
And by that, I mean
Whoa.
my backpack. Let's see what I got here. What do I have? Oh, what do I got? I got something going on here. I mean, I've got, you guys ever heard of a disguise kit before? You better believe I got one of those. Yeah. Little.
For all of us? Oh, for you, for your little dress up game.
What do you mean, my little?
You could-
What do you mean, little dress up game? What are you
gotta
talking about?
Play the role.
You could probably disguise your left arm, Cora,
My arm.
with his kit. That's about all it can cover.
I can't believe you would say this. Look. Okay.
Listen, honey, after this stunt you pulled, you're not getting a free pass from me.
What do you mean stunt? I saved your butt.
I was this close to fandangling this fine dwarven woman.
Fandangling on the night of the biggest caper of our lives. You guys are fandangling and talking about making me look like a bird. A grouse.
I mean, do you have a better idea?
It does seem,
Do you? Do you have a better idea?
look, I don't know. Maybe if we go back in town, if we can find, I think I got some rope. Maybe we can fashion ourselves a little grappling hook for you to get in. Maybe I'll go along with the grouse plot. I think maybe I can make myself look like a bird. I mean, it does sound like a pretty good challenge. I've never dressed up as an animal before. Except for that one time.
All
As
of
you
your
guys are-
disguises are flawless.
Okay.
As you
here's
guys
the
are kind of talking this, I've just a quick interjection here. As you guys are kind of talking this over, again, time moves forward ever so slightly, and you're closing in on 5 p.m. at this point. The streets seem a little quieter now, but you have noticed some movement and some nobles who seem to be walking around the manor, kind of looking at it, almost like gauging the time, almost like they're ready for the party. But they also do turn the corner and head up to the northern side, out of sight from you guys.
You see those guys? Now those guys are going to the party. What do we see? Would
we
the-
will
should
need some
see what-
clothes.
Why don't we go take a look and see what they're up to? All right, which way did they go?
have clothes.
So they went up north this way.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, okay,
just kind of trail a little bit back behind and. And you all right there?
Excuse me.
Whoa
Sorry.
there.
I
Whoa.
said trail, not sprint at them. Okay.
So you
I'm
guys
not
passed
very
the corner.
agile. You know this.
Yeah, you guys passed the corner, and right as you do so, you
I
notice
can't.
this tavern
Oh, there we go.
at the northern part of the manor. This two-story fancy pants kind of tavern. It's named the Fry and the Lorry. And just as you passed the corner, you noticed a group of 4 nobles who entered.
4 nobles. There's almost 4 of us.
Almost.
So to clarify, it is a mother, a father, and their 2 children.
We don't exactly look
That's
like a
beautiful.
family,
No, we can do this.
Okay.
What
Now-
is your plan, Larry?
Okay.
We kind of.
Don't say it.
Oh,
Don't you say it.
I mean, we kind of.
we kind of can fit into their outfits.
Man, I really
Am
wish
I
we
the
had.
father?
What can I do with my disguise kit?
So with your disguise kit, you can essentially disguise yourself as any kind of type person. So you would have something to make you look like a noble. You would have something to make you look like a guard almost, or a mercenary, say. And you would have like an assortment of fake mustaches or wigs, kind of Groucho Marx glasses with the nose and the mustache.
Okay. It can only
A
be
3-foot-tall guard.
can it only be used once?
No, you can use it multiple times.
Okay.
But you would have to prepare it.
I gotcha. Okay. Right. Okay. Look, we gotta hurry up about this. Let me pull on some clothes here. Okay. I got a nice little handlebar ready. This looks like a pretty high class tavern. I think I gotta go in there and maybe we can figure something out. I'm gonna dress up. Don't look. All right, I would
So
like
Larry,
to.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I know you wanna. Don't do it. I would like to use my disguise kit to appear as a noble.
right. So you head into a nearby alleyway and kind of do the Superman dress-up thing. About 20 to 30 minutes pass, and whilst ruffian rogue Larry enters the alleyway, out comes dashing nobleman,
Wow.
Sir Larry, if you will. And he exits the manor, and he's looking pretty damn good.
Oh, mighty Lord Larry.
Yes. One moment. Ah.
Where's
Yes.
the-
Well, it is I, Larry.
Is
Do you
he still
guys?
the same, right?
Do you guys want to beat up those kids and steal their clothes?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
No.
The kids.
Yes. Well.
No.
Yes. Yes. Because I've only got one disguise kit.
There's
Okay,
no
we only need to
good
beat up one
way
kid
for
then.
this.
All right. We'll figure it out. All right. I want to. All right. Can you describe the area around the tavern?
Yes, so it is essentially there's a door leading into the tavern. It's kind of the typical saloon door, if however gilded and with intricate little decorations in the woodwork. On either side there are two large windows, out of which the nobleman sitting inside sipping on sherry and other fine beverages are kind of looking out. The tavern kind of pulls out up front, so the upper floor kind of reaches and stretches over the ground level just a little bit, about 5 feet or so. And to either side of the tavern are two other fancier houses. They look like residentials, and nothing that really comes to mind. To the left, however, of the tavern, there is the alleyway that you got dressed in, and in there you noticed, apart from like some crates of trash, presumably, a brass pipe leading up towards the roof, and one window on the side of the tavern, on the upper floor.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to beat up this family.
You need to draw the family out.
All right. Look, there's a couple things. We can figure out a couple things about this. Maybe they have invitations. Then we won't have to beat them up. But if they don't, then we need their clothes. There's no other way.
Then how are we gonna get those from them?
Watch and learn. And I saunter off to the saloon tavern.
Do we stay
Oh,
outside?
God. And we
It's up
have
to
to
you
just
guys.
We're
slink
just
outside.
watching this happen.
It's up to you. It's up to you guys. I'm
Slink
going off.
outside, or
I'm
there's
gonna go into
residential
that alley.
areas.
So is that, to clarify, is anyone else going into the tavern other than Larry?
I don't think we're dressed fancy enough, and none of us, I think, have a
I'm staying
disguise
outside.
yet. Sure.
Right.
It's all yours.
So Larry, you swing the fucking saloon doors open
That's right.
as a ray of light comes in behind you. Go on.
Wow.
I go in, and I like you said, I kind of open it, not disturbingly so, but enough to get a couple eyes on me, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of swing it open, and I
Is
say,
he smaller than the doors?
He would have to reach about the middle of it.
"All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. What's the name of the lord again? I'm sorry."
Lord Lanterfeld.
All right,
Lanterfeld.
Lanterfell. Okay, this is All right, I'm gonna go in and all right. So I swing open the door and I look inside. Who do I see inside? On this.
So, apart from the family of noblemen that you just saw entering, who seem to have ordered something off the barman and are now sitting at one of the tables closer to the window, they're kind of glanced over at you and, approvingly look back amongst themselves as, okay, this is another nobleman, so nothing new here. The barman is this half-elven man who kind of cleaning out things. He's wearing a nicer shirt and an apron. Other than that, there are about 4 or 5 other nobles sitting at tables scattered across the floor, and then a stairway at the back leading to the upper floors.
Okay, great. I will say I will come in and I'll walk in as some people are so glancing on me, and I will say, God dang it, what's the lord's name again?
Lord Lanterfeld.
Lanterfeld. I'll say, a toast to Lord Lanterfeld. Around on me.
So the noblemen in the tavern kind of look on as if this is not necessarily a typical behavior of the upper city of Baldur's Gate. However, they do kind of nod along and smile and in this very posh, rich kind of way. And the bartender looks around and kind of gauges the reaction of the rest of the crowd and shrugs and brings out a number of glasses that he places in a row upon the bar itself. He pops a bottle and he starts pouring up this champagne-looking beverage into the glasses. And as you approach, he goes, "Well, that is rather generous of you, sir." And he kind of asking your name.
Laronitis.
Of course, Sir Laronitis. I certainly should have recognized you. I am sure. Will you be having the same as your generous offer to the rest of the patrons of this fine establishment? Would you prefer something? Oh.
Allow me to say, what is your name, sir?
Is it Laurent, sir?
Laurent.
Laurent, that's
Excellent name, sir. L names are fantastic. Believe me, sir, I perhaps I shouldn't speak so highly, but I will be attending Lord Lanterfelt's soiree tonight, and I don't want to get too, pardon my French, too loaded beforehand, so tap water for me will be fine.
Certainly a select choice of words, and I understand your predicament completely.
Yes,
He kind of turns around, and out of this barrel of water, he kind of pours a small sherry-sized glass, which for you is about a normal drinking glass, and he places on the bar for it. There you are, sir. Of course, free of charge on the house.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I do say, have you been receiving a lot of business lately? I've noticed quite a few fellow noblemen around these parts tonight.
He kind of chuckles to himself, very proud of this. Really, certainly, it would seem that a lot of people are to borrow your very particular kind of vernacular, seem to be pre-gaming the event at the Lord's Manor, and they are certainly enjoying a select choice of beverages here at my establishment. So yeah, business is good. Business is very nice.
I understand. I hope you don't have to do with too much rabble that have, again, pardon my particular terminology, sauced tonight. I hope you don't have to deal with too many wasted individuals. Do you mind if I walk around and introduce myself to these fellow good people of Baldur's Gate?
I'm certain that they would be positively delighted to hear you.
Most good, sir. Thank you very much, Laurent. And then I will get up and I will approach the noble family. I say good greetings to you all. I hope you don't mind my intrusion. The
male, the father of the family, kind of looks you over, and a little surprised perhaps, but he at the same time as you approach the table, one of the barmaids kind of served the drinks that you so generously offered to the rest of the patrons, and he kind of smiles and nods and takes it. Well, certainly, and he stands up and extends a handshake to her. He goes,
and I will say I appreciate the gesture, but I do not shake.
Oh, of course. Perhaps it is some particular custom from where you are from, sir.
I will. I say so. My name is, of course, Lauronitis, and you are.
I'm Lord Draxius, and this is my wife, Vanessa Draxius, and my two children, Dingus and Donkus Draxius.
Oh, lovely children. A great family, of course. I couldn't help but notice, sir. I believe I saw you a little bit earlier. Pardon my visual intrusion upon your walking cycle, if it will be. But perhaps you could tell me, will you also be attending Lord Blanterfeld's little shindig tonight?
Why, certainly we will. I mean, anyone in the upper city will be attending the events later tonight.
Yes. Great. And pray tell, I'm afraid I've been away from my mansion just on the outskirts of the dark side for quite a while. I haven't been able to check my mail, if you will. Were there invitations sent out to this time around? I hope I don't have to go all the way back down just to the lower quarters.
Oh, I certainly hope you haven't misplaced yours. And he kind of fishes out from his coat jacket this tiny little note with fine calligraphy written on it, and these like golden corners as well. And he hands it to you. And like, certainly this will look familiar to you.
Ah, yes, I will do it. I want to read it. I want to see what it says.
It's a general like invitational note. It says something along the lines of, "You are hereby cordially invited to join the Lord Landerfeld at his garden party tonight at 6 p.m. In the year of our Lord." And then it's just like a general list of events that'll happen throughout the night. There's nothing in particular. You notice some bards' names are written down there as they will be performed.
Okay.
But nothing out of the blue.
Okay.
And it seems the party will end. It's timed from between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Gotcha. Okay. What is in my, what do I have for thieves' tools? Even if I even have them on my person right now, I don't know if I like shed all my goods.
So thieves' tools would contain stuff such as a blackjack. It would contain lockpicks. Sometimes forgery kits are like tools to help with forgery are included in thieves' tools. But it's general utilities for breaking in a broader sense.
Okay. Saya, do you have? What, do you actually not? I don't even know. Like, I didn't know what kind of magic you have. Do you have any kind of spell slots or anything?
I don't have any spells. No.
Okay. Any
the
cantrips?
only thing I can do is
I can actually correct you there for a second, because you do have a couple of level 1 spells.
What?
But you only cast them with key, which is
right.
So you have darkness, which creates an area of complete darkness. You have pass without trace, which allows you and a number of other people to move very quietly through an area, and you have silence, which creates this zone in which nothing can be verbalized, essentially.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and you also have minor illusion as a cantrip, which allows you to create an item of fitting within a 5 foot times 5 foot cube, essentially.
But not an item that can be moved, though. Just kind of like a visual illusion.
Yes, exactly. But so technically, you could create an item to appear in your hand, but if someone else tried to grab it, their hands would just go straight through it.
Gotcha. Okay. I figured since we have like been together for so long, I would know that.
You would
Okay.
totally.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to kind of clear that up. Okay. I'm.
How did I not know this about myself?
Okay. I'm gonna take like kind of a visual, kind of picture, if I could, of this, just of the general look of it and what it says and the invitation. I'm gonna hand it back to him.
Mm-hmm. He graciously nods and he places it back in your coat, and like, I certainly hope that you have not misplaced yours. And he smiles a very sort of veiled, rich person smile.
Sure. I'm gonna take a note of where he put it.
Mm-hmm. It's in his left jacket pocket, like in the inner side of his coat.
Gotcha. Okay. And I'm gonna say that's. Oh no! Of course I haven't misplaced it. I will unfortunately have to travel a bit and get it. I may be a little bit late for the opening acts. I certainly don't want to miss it. You said there was a list of bards on there?
Yes, there are a number of bards.
I'm going to say I certainly don't want to miss my favorite bardcore bands that are appearing here. I haven't seen them in so long.
Oh, gosh. The nobleman comes back. Yes, and he kind of looks at his wife. Of course, I know this bard. Well, he was one of my favorites as well.
Yes, exactly. But my goodness, You wouldn't happen to, I've been away on vacationing through the Golden Hills. You know how it is. You wouldn't happen to know if I'd be able to acquire one here or at the manor? Do you believe I could speak to someone about this?
No, you know what? No, never mind. He goes, well, the invitations were cordially mailed out to all the invited guests, so I would presume, considering the frequency at which Lord Mantelfeld maintains these parties, that there would be an assortment of them placed somewhere, and I'm sure a man of your particular stature could talk their way into speaking to the front of the house and certainly organizing the situation without having to go all the way back to your mansion, which is where?
Oh, it's just on the it's just near the sea dock side. I know it's a bit of a
in the lower city.
It is in the lower city, but I purchased. You see, you see, it's an investment. You see, I'm into real estate.
I see. I believe my mages have spoken of this. They call it it's a new spell, I believe. It's something along the lines of gentrification, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
that doesn't sound certainly well, but I do beg you to be careful.
I don't
moving around in the local city.
You may understand I am not the proudest of announcing that aloud, but I hope that a man of your stature would understand that I do intend only the best for our city, for living in such an area. I'm trying to bring the wealth to the little people. Not, if you pardon the pun, I already have plenty of wealth.
Right. I wouldn't personally be much aware of the so-called little people, but I'm sure it is a noble gesture, and we are, after all noblemen here.
That's right. I'm sorry, sir, what was your name again?
Lord Draxius.
Draxius, thank you so much. Lord Draxius, around for Lord Draxius, please come, barkeep. Please, bring the champagne, load it up.
The barkeep kind of shrugs again, and brings out another row of glasses that he places on trays.
Please, Lord Draxius, allow me to do the honors. May I take your coat? You wouldn't want to have a splash. You wouldn't want to be diminished at all. I will go and just hang it up.
Well, I presume, and he looks over at his wife, who seems a little more disapproving than he is, and he kind of goes, well, certainly I can take my own coat, and I can follow you along. I'm sure you would like to hang up your coat as well. And he gets up out of his chair and kind of gestures for you to follow him to the racks of the coats.
Okay, I'll follow him.
So you kind of just walk over there, about 5-10 feet, and he takes off his jacket and he goes, what did you say your name was again, sir?
Laurinaitis.
Yes, of course I know this. I know of your family well.
Of course, of being primarily in the lower quarter for so long, I would understand that you would not, word does not travel past the lower quarter too often. You would understand.
Of course.
That's course. But, sir, if you don't mind, I will be right back with you. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a toast, but I must use the latrine.
Oh, certainly. And he kind of walks back to his table.
I feign taking my jacket off, but in reality, I'm trying to reach into his and pull out his invitation.
Mm-hmm. I would have you roll sleight of hand, but go ahead and do that at advantage.
All right, very good. I'm sorry I'm taking so long, guys. I don't mean to be.
No, it's a fun interaction.
Oh, no.
That's a 15 plus a 5.
That is more than enough. So as you kind of hang up your coat,
20.
Your hand kind of slips into his
Thank you, Heckin' Rob, for hanging out.
pocket, and you fish out the invitation, and you pocket it yourself.
And I don't want to just walk right outside. It might draw suspicion. You said there was an open window that led to the alleyway, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where is that window?
That will be on either side of the door, and so right now, as you are in front of the racks, it would be to your right. In fact, if you look out the window right now at an angle, you could probably see the rest of your party kind of standing outside.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of try to still kind of fiddling with my jack. I'm gonna waddle on over. I'm gonna go. Psst. Hey. Psst. Psst.
Is the window at eye level so we can actually
it's
see you?
Larry. It's Larry.
Yeah, can they see me?
They can totally see you.
Okay.
Psst. Look what I got. I kind of take the invitation. I don't know. Is it like kind of like a card stock? Is it hard or is it kind of flimsy?
It's you can roll it together, like it's almost like parchment.
Okay. I'm gonna
Like a scroll.
I got you. I'm gonna kind of try to roll it up a little bit tightly and kind of. I'm gonna just like. I'm just gonna throw it right at whoever is closest to me. Psst, take that. That's important.
I'm just gonna roll some behind the scenes stuff here.
Oh no.
So
Okay, yeah. No, you
I'll
you
just
hurl it
grab
and
it.
it whistles through the air as Cora snatches it in her hands.
Yes.
That's important.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
She unravels it, finding out that it's an invitation, kind of looking back at him with a shocked and unbelievable look.
Yes. And then I'm gonna. Oh, let's see. What's the best course of action to get out of here? Because I think I probably don't have enough money. Am I?
Yes.
I'm a little curious. I'm gonna. What's that? I'm gonna need. Oh, hold on. I'm going to. I'm gonna waddle back on over to the. I'm gonna waddle back on over to the barkeep. Is he back at the bar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just finishing up the second round.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say, believe me, I'm certainly I'm feeling generous tonight. I'm not ready to close my tab yet, but could you give me a bit of an idea of what we're looking at here?
The bartender kind of counts the glasses around him and he goes,
Well, I would say this would set you at around 38 gold pieces.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, gee, I guess yes, of course. Yes, of course. Chump change, indeed, yes.
Certainly for a man of your stature.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, where can I see how much gold? Where's my gold here?
it would be. Well, at this point, you would also have gotten the prepayment from
The
Baldwin.
150.
Hmm.
I typed that in too. So you have 151.
Where's my gold?
You can put it up here in the corner.
Your gold would be let me see here. Either way, it would be at around, as a rogue, it would be at around 60, 70 gold pieces.
Okay.
To be clear, like a regular mug of ale and any other tavern would set you at around 2 copper pieces.
Oh.
So 38 gold is essentially around in the ballpark of $1,300 American.
I see. Okay.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna say. Hey, barkeep. Boy, I have a friend, a lady friend that may not be quite of the highest stature. Some of the individuals here, they may not have received an invitation, and I would like to impress them very much. So, do you have any suggestions on what I could do to perhaps get them on in? Do you have any idea? I've been away. I've been traveling. You see, I don't know the landscape as well as I once did.
A lady friend.
He kind of leans over the counter.
And while he's leaning over, I'm sliding him 60 gold.
Oof.
Ooh.
The worry on his face completely fades away as he goes,
Well, there are certainly ways. If you're looking for more than one companion for tonight, I can certainly direct you in the general vicinity of some other fine concubines.
Oh no! Well, maybe actually, yes. But I would love to, like I was saying, I would love to impress them with Lord Gahoudafish. Lanterfeld, yes. I'd love to impress him with his beautiful courtyard. I don't know if you've seen it before, like I have, the beautiful luscious courtyard with the pond and the grouse.
go ahead and roll for persuasion.
Okay. I will do that.
Hey.
Skirt. Uh-oh.
That one's your D20. This one.
Is that on my D20?
Oh, you have two.
Yep.
Wait, do I have two?
Do not use the tower.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Yeah, I rolled that. I rolled a 1.
Well, that was a 1.
It was
Oh,
a
no.
yeah. I ain't gonna cheat. It was a 1.
So it would seem that the mention of the concubine was sort of a test by the bartender himself. And as he snatches the 60 gold off the bar, he goes,
Listen, I don't know what kind of scam you are running here,
Oh, no.
but I would highly suggest that you leave the premises right now. I maintain the gold that you so gracefully offered me, and no further mention shall be made. Is that understood?
And I turn and I sprint my little toddler legs right out the door.
he kind of tosses the gold in his hand with a smirk as you exit out and rest of the party.
Okay, guys. Okay. Everything's fine.
I take it went well.
Yeah. Did you see the thing I got?
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't get as much information as maybe I would have liked, but you know, it was high class vernacular. You guys wouldn't understand. They're very tight-lipped in that society. But okay. But maybe we can work with this. And as long as you don't ask me more questions about what happened in there, I might go along with the grouse idea.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so on the
What about the
invitation.
invitation?
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, you like it?
That's it.
I got it.
Yeah, but
We gotta get it. This guy's
go with,
what?
with the grouse.
What about the grouse?
Well, why do we need you to be the grouse?
We
if
have
we've
one.
got
Does the invitation say anything about a +1?
It's a family
Okay.
invitation.
So yes, it says the one that you have right now is kind of aimed at Lord Draxius personally, but it is kind of insinuated that it is intended for an entire family.
I told you guys, this is it's insinuated on this that it's for an entire family. I don't know why you guys don't listen to me. Let's go, because he's gonna find out that I took it, and we gotta probably move a little bit. I can totally read, I swear, and listen.
None of us are dressed.
We
for
need
this-
to go get food. Chrissy, back to Brotanius.
What time is it right now, actually?
You are closing in on around 5:30. In fact, as you turn around, you can notice that some of the guards out here have placed these velvet ropes placed on
We need to go
poles.
find.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I hate it.
So
I hate that we're gonna have to do it like this, but I'm afraid we need to be children, Hjalmar.
What do you mean?
We have to be
I
the
don't
children.
look like
This
a
is for a
child.
family. We have to be the
You see
children.
my beard?
We're gonna have to shave it off.
No, that's
We gotta shave it off. I'm already
No.
smooth. We need to shave.
no. What? Why can't
Let's think about it later. We gotta go get from fancy clothes.
So
Okay.
are you guys going to Brotonius by Fancy Clothes, or are you going to try to find some other?
Well,
what? Doesn't he just sell food?
well, I
In
figured
general.
since you guys mentioned Brotanius, and maybe you could butter him up a little bit more and see if he had insight on where to get the good clothes or the good discount, because I spent a lot of gold in there for absolutely no reason.
Oh no, I have disappeared off the board. Hold on.
Where have you
Oh.
gone?
Oh
That's
no!
what you get for flicking your little token around.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
oh, wait. Am I very stuck?
Oh no! Wait, here you are.
I know. Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Well done.
I have arrived. Okay. Yes. Let's go to.
That was my plan. You guys have listen. You guys have come up with some pretty good plans today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed. Okay. I'm usually the brains, but you guys, I don't. Maybe I think it's the chalice. It's getting to me. Okay. We gotta get this chalice. And also, I want to get out of these fancy clothes before anyone sees me again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's
So
get out.
you were shedding that disguise straight away.
What's that?
You're shedding that disguise like right now, before you head to Brotonius.
That's a good question. I don't know. Do you guys like what I'm wearing?
How? Wait, is
mean,
the
you
does
look
the
fancy.
disguise kit like indefinitely? If he leaves it on, it's just gonna stay on until he takes it off.
Essentially, yes.
Oh.
You guys like my digs?
It's not your best look.
You don't really look like a child.
Ah, God damn it. Yes, I'm gonna. I'm assuming. Can I use my disguise kit on someone else?
Technically, yes, but since you are a halfling, it would be a minor disguises for other people, and they
Okay.
would not necessarily be proficient in
I
wearing
gotcha.
them.
But I do have fake mustaches that I will give to one of you, to be the father.
I don't need a fake mustache.
We're not talking. You're the child. Look, let's go.
I
Larry,
can't
we gotta go. We gotta
necessarily
get some
fit
clothes. Do I
in as a
look like a
6-foot
child?
child.
No, I do. That's why we need to change the way you look.
I will
Okay.
never look like a child.
Oh my God. Do you guys agree? We gotta go to Tony. We gotta go buy some clothes. We gotta
Yes.
go.
I
We gotta go
haven't
shop.
looked like a child since I was 7.
All right, we're gonna run back to the wide.
Right.
Okay.
You guys rush back, and at this point, the light has kind of calmed down a little bit. The lighting is a little bit more dim. It's getting closer to evening, and the golden hour is steadying in soon. And you guys reach Brotonia's, and you kind of, oh, you're back, my friend. What can Brotonia's do for you?
Go on, Corey. You're his big buddy.
Uh,
Tell him.
Come on,
Don't be shy now. What are you doing?
What am I supposed
Gotta
to
find
say?
the best clothes.
We gotta find clothes. Tell him.
Best clothes.
Tell him we gotta get some nice clothes.
The nicest.
You gotta find clothes?
Ah!
Oh, you can totally hear us.
Well,
Yeah, we're looking for clothes for this fancy party. We lost ours.
You lost your clothes, but you're wearing them.
Our fancy ones, actually.
Oh, yes. Oh, of course. I see what you mean now. Maybe, let me see. Give me just a moment. And Protonius goes into the back again to check. And he returns, and he says, well, I'm certainly no tailor, nor does my wares reflect that. But I do have this dinner jacket. He brings out this large dinner jacket, the size of a minotaur, and folds it together and hands it to one of you. And then he brings up 2 other sets of clothing. And I have this very nice dress that I think belongs to my colleague here. And the lady, the dwarven dress. And then finally this fine suit, of course. Kind of hands you the last dwarven-sized suit.
I see.
Go on.
Brotonius kind of shrugs. That's it? Is that something you would be interested in?
We were looking for something a little bit more.
Like
is,
us?
Is there another vendor?
Just try it on. You might like it. It's
I'm not going to wear a dress.
He said. I thought he had a suit.
Yeah, so there is one dwarven-sized...
Oh, I thought the suit was dwarven.
He's got a dwarven suit.
Dwarven suit, minotaur dinner jacket, and a dwarven dress.
Yeah.
They're all dwarf.
Yeah, but no, the Minotaur thing's gonna be big on you.
We don't want to look clumsy.
Well, maybe it will fit. You don't know until you try it on. You're a big lady. I don't know how big this Minotaur is.
He's roughly 2 feet higher than you. He's about 8 feet.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
you know,
Oh Lord.
could be good.
And no doubt his muscles are
Large and
way
bulging.
more than one.
Okay.
Okay.
Broton
I'm
kind
just gonna grab the dwarven suit, look at the male dwarf, and get the suit, and thank Bretonius.
The dwarven man completely ignores you. He knows you're there. He's very aware of what's happening, but he ignores you. Brotonius nods, kind of. There you go. So now, if you're looking for something more fitting of you fine ladies, perhaps you would want to visit my friend Antoine. He's just one or 2 stalls down. He's a tailor. He's a bit eccentric, but I'm sure he can outfit you in something elegant and form-fitting for the party.
I get. Well, how much is the suit?
Oh, let's say about a. Well, do you speak to the front of the house? Did you speak to the butler?
Oh, yeah, we did actually. I actually did, and he
what did he
kind of
do?
seemed cheerful.
He did?
Yes.
Did he promise an exclusive deal?
Oh, I didn't get any information exactly, but he said that he would mention you to the Lord.
Oh, well, that's excellent. That's a fantastic start. You know, these clothes are on me. Please, my friend.
Oh,
you keep.
oh, thank you.
I also thank him again.
He nods gracefully, and he kind of gestures down south to the right to Antoine, the tailor.
All right. Well,
Let's
Bless.
get there.
I guess we're getting you girls something pretty.
All right. So, are we
One
insinuating that
down.
Larry will be wearing the dwarven dress?
No, I will be wearing the. Oh, what? No, I don't think so.
He's the only
Yeah.
one who can fit into a dwarven dress.
Did we take the
I
dwarven
can make
dress?
myself look fancy. I mean, I should probably change myself a little bit in case Lord Drax is out there looking for his invitation, but maybe if you can like put me, just like, I don't know.
Are you disguising or are you putting
can-
on the
you can-
dress?
So you
And
can
paint-
totally disguise yourself again as a noble using your disguise kit.
What's that?
You can totally disguise yourself as a noble again with your
Yeah.
disguise kit.
Can I look like a different nobleman? Throw on a.
You can look like a palette swap.
Okay. Okay.
Throw a different mustache.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
does the invitation actually describe who the people of the invitation are, or is
does
it
not.
just a party of 4?
Yes, it is a party of 4 and the name Lord Draxis.
Okay. So it doesn't describe
Cool.
like a wife and 2 children.
No,
Right.
it's
Okay.
Lord Draxis with family.
Oh, that makes things way
I got you.
easier.
Yeah, we're all related, as we can clearly see. Literally a
Yeah,
different.
we all look the same.
Yeah, we
It's
all look
fine.
exactly the same. Okay, look. I'm sorry I jumped to conclusions earlier about trying to get you to shave your beard. I'm sorry, Yalmer. I apologize.
It's fine.
Okay. Now, what do you say we go get these women into some dresses?
Let's go to that weird,
Antoine.
eccentric
Let's go.
sounding guy.
Yeah, let's go to Antoine.
Antoine.
All right.
You guys make your way down the wide, and it doesn't take long until you come to this tent-like stand with this gaunt, slim, skinny, very tall, almost 7 feet tall half-elf, who, as you guys approach, looks at Cora and he goes, "My dear, would you look at this specimen? Please allow me to outfit you. I can do it wonderfully." And he kind of walks over to you and he starts measuring your arms.
I don't object, but okay.
Certainly something to show off this physique. And he kind of takes the measurements off your arms. And oh, what's this? Oh, I a different aesthetic on this one. Yes, certainly it's a bit more of a goth, perhaps. Something darker, something broodier, something with lace, something with perhaps black and white, and something with spiders. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ladies, if you would step into my parlor, I'd be happy to outfit you in a absolutely glorious dresses. And he kind of gestures for you guys to follow him.
Go on.
I follow.
Get something nice though. Don't do the spiders thing. Don't do the spiders. That sounds weird.
What's wrong with the spiders?
Don't do the because we're going. It's gonna be a fancy rough fair. Just get something nice.
So you guys enter into the tent, and Antoine is just a whirlwind of a worksman as he takes your measurements, he cuts the fabric, he sews it together, and it is all over in a span of 25 minutes.
Oh my
As
god.
he's kind of manufactured these perfectly fitting dresses for the two of you. Cora, you step out, and it is this almost simple villager-like dress, but with ornate patterns and little stitchings here and there that kind of make it clear that this is a fancier dress. This is something that a noblewoman would wear as a sort of, rustic kind of look.
Whoa.
Your arms are exposed completely, so your muscles
Yes!
are very clear. After that, Saya follows. And Saya, you are looking like Morticia Adams at this point. It is a black, sleek dress with a small hat on the side with like a little lace veil covering the face. And as you guys exit, Antoine follows, and he goes, "Well, what do you think? Isn't it absolutely fantastical?"
Delightful, I believe.
I'm lost
Is
for
there
words.
somewhere I can keep my stick? Can
So,
I
yeah,
hide
yeah,
it
you-
under my dress?
You gotta stick up your dress. You can totally like carry it along as a walking cane. essentially.
Ah,
Oh.
okay. I will keep that then.
So Antoine hands the two of you your armors and your regular stuff. That would mean, however, that Cora, your armor class is now. No, because you're barbarians. It doesn't really matter either way. Your armor class is neither of you change because you're a monk and a barbarian. So yeah, he hands you your armor, your stuff, your bags, and he kind of walks over to a pouch of gold.
I'm drinking.
And he goes, "Oh, that will be fabrics and the materials. That would put you at about, let's say 240 gold."
I actually have a little bit of trade that might interest him. I have 50 feet of silk rope.
He, you produce the rope for him to kind of look it over.
Yes.
He takes it in his hand and looks through it. Well, I don't know if this is not necessarily something that I can use in my. Oh wait, a vision. A sailor's dress. Yes, of course. It'll be anchors and hemp rope, but instead of hemp, I will use this linen. Yes, it is quite
And what
rather.
about spiders? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Yes, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah, that's correct.
the pirates. You can't forget about
Jeez,
spiders.
so much-
Yeah. He
so
kind of
much
leans
fun.
in over Larry, and you both kind of brainstorm ideas at this point. Yes, it is something I have to do with what and the smell of the sea. Yes, I will do this.
Krakens and the lace just reaching out and
Of course,
tentacles.
yes, tentacles everywhere. coming out of every orifice.
Yeah,
It will be
amazing.
glorious. It will be something. My lady, I will accept your trade, and for the
Perfect.
present, I will only require, let us say, 10 gold.
Score.
Is that for both of ours or just for Cora?
For both of you, my dear, of course.
Thank you for being so incredibly generous.
Thank you for your wonderful visage and this inspiration. I would create something
Who is
amazing.
this
I was
gonna
checking to
come
see if I
from?
had rope, and I do.
I'll
Because if we didn't,
I'll
that'd be trouble.
Okay.
So you pay the man, and he kind of bows and retreats back into his tent.
Success.
Presumably to work on this
Okay.
monstrosity.
Ow.
Did Yalmir put? Is he
Yeah,
dressed?
can I go into the tent, like, ask Antoine, like, sir, would you please let me change and switch into something more fitting, more comfortable?
Yeah, same for me, please.
He kind of looks Yalmir over and goes, "What is this?
Like,
What
can I
is
show
what are
him
you
the,
wearing?"
can I show him the suit that Pretonius
Uh-huh.
gave me?
No. This is a commoner suit. You as well do. And this beard of yours, it is not nearly kept well enough. I will have to condition it and shampoo it and wash it thoroughly.
Can I like look over at Larry and almost with only my eyes, desperate, wanting help?
Sir, that sounds great, but we have a very, very important occasion that we must go to, and it's starting very soon. We don't have much time. We'd love to come back, though, and have shampooed beards, and, well, not me, because I don't have one, but he would.
Yes, you're bald, aren't you?
I
You are very
prefer
bald.
the term smooth.
I didn't want to say anything, sir, but the top of your head looks like a billiard ball. I can see the reflection of my face in it. It's rather distressing to me.
Well, exactly. The fact that you can see the reflection means that clearly my hygiene is good enough, and I can attest to my friend's hygiene as well. We would just like to change, and we'll be on our way. I implore you, sir.
it is certainly polished in a very literal sense. But of course, I understand the party. Lord Lanterfeld, do you think me a fool to not know that this is where you're going to? Of course, you may change here, and should you require any slight modifications to whatever garbage you are wearing, I will be happy to do so for you.
Well,
Okay.
the ball thing hurt me a little bit, sir, but I gotta say, you made our friends outside look mighty fine. If Lord Glimserbolt?
Lanterfeld?
If Lord Lanterfeld were to bestow his eyes upon us, and I would be sure to mention Antoine's boutique.
Why, of course I am. Of course. He kind of the realization of that, like this could make it for him, dawns upon him. It's like, yes, I am Antoine. I am an artiste. Quickly now. We must get going with your outfits for tonight's gala. And he starts kind of tugging at the suits that you guys brought, the disguise kit, and kind of throwing away bits of it, even replacing it with like slightly more expensive fabrics. And the two of you walk out of his tent, looking as cleaned up as you can. Essentially, you look pretty decent.
All right.
At this point, it is 6 p.m. The party has begun.
Late.
We should probably get going.
Let's scoot.
So you guys head back to the manor.
I want to make and I dressed up in like a different noble way, as much as I could.
Yeah.
What about our like regular stuff?
You would
Yeah,
have
the guys, what are they? What's all their stuff?
You would have been given like pouches, little bags with the rest of your armor and such. This does mean that Larry, your armor class is now at. Oh no, you're not wearing armor. I guess you're not wearing armor.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I should have. I thought maybe I'm not. I don't know. If I don't have it, then I guess I don't have any.
Yalmir, your armor class is temporarily. No, it is actually at 9 at this point.
9.
9,
Okay.
because you are not very dexterous. So you guys made your way back to the manor, and as you reach the manor, it's almost looking like a nightclub. So you've got nobles lined up behind these poles with red velvet rope leading between them. And then you guys get in line and kind of wait as the nobles in front of you produce their invitations, cards. They're let in one by one until it's you guys' turn. And Larry, presumably you are first with your invitation.
Yes.
The guard kind of looks at you. What? Invitation, please?
Oh yes, of course. Here we are, Lord Draxus. That's me, Lord Draxus, and here's my invitation. And I produce it.
And he takes a look at it, looks it over, and looks at the 4 companions. It seems here that what is supposed to be a family.
Yes. Family.
Yes.
5 times removed?
Yes.
That is quite distant. Would you mind telling me just who you are in this family? I presumably you, sir, are Lord Draxus.
Yes, of course, sir. That's correct.
Right, and the bearded gentleman.
Yes.
See, Draxus, why don't you tell him? I'm too busy. I don't want to speak with the commoners.
I'm sorry. You have to excuse my friend here. You see, he's from the halls of Morid Shah. Very, very noble family. Listen, could you explain your question a little bit further, sir? Personally, I'm a little offended that you would dare speak to me and my family like this. Are you insinuating that we are not, just because we are not of blood bound closely together, does not mean, by golly! I slammed the ground since I can reach it. By golly!
Go ahead and roll for intimidation.
Okay.
Intimidation.
By golly. Let's see what that is. Okay.
That is a
Yeah.
+2.
There it
Plus
is.
2. Where's my D20?
Biggest one.
There it is. Okay. Hey-ya! That was gonna be
11.
a little 13
Yeah,
action.
That's 13 when you actually roll for the guards.
It's okay.
The guard kind of looks down at the ground, and after your fist leaves it, there's like a little almost like you've upset it a little bit. Like there's almost a little crack. And he goes,
Whoa.
please, let's not make a scene here. Lord Draxius, please enter.
Oh.
And the door swings open, and the four of you enter into the garden. And at this point, it is 6. It is evening, so it has become dim, but the garden has been lit with little tiki torches and little lights here and there. Noblemen are scattered throughout the courtyard. Some of them are sitting at the pond, some of them are around the fountain, and they are sipping at wine, they are drinking, they are talking. Guards are kind of patrolling through the crowd that seem fairly disinterested in anything that's uninterested, sorry, in anything that's going on. From the corner of the courtyard, you can hear very distantly.
Goddamn Roush.
It's still out there. But in general, the party is kind of going, and you guys manage to enter fairly incognito. You don't draw too much attention to yourselves. And I believe that would be a good point to end tonight's session.
I think you're right.
Success.
Yes.
So congratulations, you guys. You managed to infiltrate.
We did it.
Good job, everybody.
That when we were scouting out, that one took a while.
Yeah, I figured it'd be a little longer than 2.5 hours like we thought it would be, but
Sorry, what are we on time here? We're like on 3 hours almost.
yeah, we're a little over 3 hours. But it's okay.
Oh,
There was a little
That's
bit
okay.
of it's honest. It's probably 3 hours of actual game time. It took me a little while with some technical difficulties and stuff, but
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I think I know. But that's what I thought it'd be. I hope that's not too late for you, Vladi. I hope you're all right.
No, it's fine. Like I can go on and on.
Great.
24-hour D&D.
But
I think the first time I ran the session, it took about 6.5 hours for the party to go through the whole thing. So I figured this is a good like midway point.
yeah, I think so. Is 6:30
Right.
work for everyone tomorrow? 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
We're getting on the same time like we did today.
If you want, but I think you know.
That's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Nice.
Very good.
You guys played exceptionally well. One last thing as a DM speaking, Larry, please take a point of inspiration for your posh impersonations and interactions with bartenders and just about anyone pretending to be a noble. I think you did excellently.
Thank you. I made a bit of a mistake accepting the offer of perhaps getting a concubine, but that was his rogue, Larry.
It wouldn't have happened unless with the natural one, like there would have to be some consequence too.
Oh,
The natty one. Gosh dang
you're
it.
so lucky.
Oh no! But it was that was fun. I hope I didn't make that go a little too long for you guys.
Nah, it was great.
Like,
Cool.
Rad.
If you guys want to take a peek behind
Tubular.
the screen, by the way, this is what it looks like. For
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh,
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
That's cool.
Oh,
Lightsaber.
Oh my lord!
Troll sounds. Can I click it?
how are you looking at so much stuff?
What?
It's a bunch of different things. I guess, yeah,
I
but you
can't
can.
even.
Box. Tell a dad joke. Tell a dad joke quick.
Tell a dad joke? Okay. Echo.
Yeah.
Tell me a dad joke.
Why did Humpty Dumpty fall off the wall? He had too much eggnoggin.
Hated that.
Too good. Neat.
Oh no!
There's so many
Oh
things.
no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Doesn't
Oh no! Copyright.
Oh, DMCA!
No! I've been taken down.
Oh no!
Oh man.
This is incredible.
Great.
But yeah, you guys played excellent. Did a really good job. And I hope you guys had fun with the sessions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, I didn't really.
Look,
It's
it's Lord Lantern.
Lord
Lantern
Flamper
Felton.
Flamter?
Oh wait, hang on. I gotta hide some stuff here.
I'm not looking back there. No spoilers for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
The,
read anything. I don't know how to read.
Oh, I
Alright.
didn't read.
Yeah.
I just saw
was,
his little player model.
and we almost decided on a plan to dress me up as the grouse and try to go
really
in.
hoping for that.
I kind of
really
wanted it to happen.
I
Oh.
really just wanted you to dress up as the dumb bird so we could just throw
I
you
kind of
in.
wanted it to happen.
I totally didn't hear when you said that it was a family invitation. I was thinking it was just like a one-person invitation. So I was thinking that it was going to be, we were still going to do the grouse plan, but then it would have been Yalmir going in the front with the invitation, and that's how we were all going to get inside. That's what I was thinking.
Would have loved
I
to
already
see
had like a
bird.
picture in my head of Larry wearing like a kid's sailor outfit.
Yeah, and then
Donald Duck thing.
yeah, and then I thought we need to be. I should probably read better. So I was just like, yeah, it's just an invitation. There's nothing else about it. It says that we're kids, so I'm a kid, a lollipop. And then I was gonna be a grouse. I was gonna make grouse noises.
Yo,
Man,
man, would've been
I wish.
the oldest
like
kid
Can
in
Grouse
still
history.
happen.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
I still might be a grouse. You know,
Still
who knows? Who knows what
Who
knows?
deception
An
we'll need.
escape plan, maybe?
Distraction.
Yeah, it was fun. But thanks, guys. I'd look forward to tomorrow.
I love the fat
That was the
little-
best session of D&D I've ever played.
It was your only session.
Wait,
Oh no!
wait. What is it?
Push the button. Hey.
Wait.
I nearly fell for Brotonius there.
Yeah, the shoutouts to Broton. I told you I was gonna name an NPC.
I knew it was
Yeah.
Broton.
Alright.
That was pretty good.
Was pivotal character. I can't believe I was about to steal from him.
No, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, you're about. I know you.
I was confused about
Larry
it.
is kind of like a
Set
Robin
up.
Hood like kind of character. He likes stealing from people that deserve it, and that guy was nice.
I was under the impression that those were 3 separate stands, and I was like,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
steal this lady.
You're a
for
monk.
fun. I got kicked out. I don't care about
So you're gonna say,
that.
I got kids
Oh,
to feed.
That's
Goddamn.
not a kid. That's a halfling.
I hope Lord Draxus pops up later and I can flip him off and then run away.
As a grouse.
We'll see.
As a grouse.
As the
As a girl.
fuck you, bitch. Yes, very good.
Wait. There we go.
No.
You
What happened?
said it.
She typed jar in the chat. Now I've sworn yet
Oh,
again.
Oh,
This is wrong.
3-8.
Natty one.
Potty mouth.
I like
Natty
replacing the map with the tablecloth for that big orc.
yeah, it was
Oh yeah, we
pretty
got
good.
that
That
map.
was
We
a
should-
good move. That
should
was a good move.
We should probably look at the map sometime. One of us, I think I have.
I mean, it's nothing we don't know.
Fucking grouse.
Is it?
Huh? Well, I don't know.
really
Well,
like far.
it'll tell us where the
Fucking
chalice was
grouse.
last thought to be. I think we'll see. We'll
True.
plan on that tomorrow.
Kitchen?
Yeah. I'm
Great.
gonna write up some additional little flavors based on what you guys were doing, and to see what we can.
Oh
what
my
we
god,
can
that
figure out.
almost stayed.
I'm in. I'm down for that. Yes, it was very
Great.
good.
This was
Very
great.
good DMing.
Pet
Very
fun.
Great.
Sorry,
It was
I'm not
delightful.
good,
Thank
better
you.
at voices and figuring out what to say.
I wouldn't mind if we're able to get out of this whole thing without any combat. That'd be great. But I don't trust some people in this party.
Like,
I want
Like
all that.
Larry.
I
Wait.
really like the fact that you guys are a rogue, a fighter, a barbarian, and a monk, and you've gotten into 0 combat so far.
It's pretty.
I think that is absolutely fantastic.
the orc came close, like the first encounter we had, like one of the first ones.
Yeah. There's a whole combat scenario there, but you guys dodged it completely.
Nice.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Sleight of hand.
Yay,
Clap
applause.
you, clap
Hey.
GG everyone.
GG everybody. Box94.
Oh yeah, Jade in chat. Only 1 damage was taken.
Oh yeah, it was me because
Oh, and
because
there
you
was a
threw
guy
me
to
in the
follow
air,
me.
and that achieved absolutely nothing. That was the most useless part of this whole
You weigh
scenario.
like 10 pounds.
I weigh 39 pounds. I'm a stout boy.
Sorry, these are just like watermelons on my arms.
Watermelons.
Watermelons.
Delightful.
Do you need us to do anything before we leave? Is it?
I need you guys to do absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna save it as it is.
That's good because I would have left.
I'm doing nothing.
Yes.
Look
Yeah, no,
what
you
they
guys,
do.
you guys can leave the lobby, and I'll just save state everything. But I will prepare something else.
Woo!
for the next
Okay.
session. They're a bit
You
more wary
look
of
so
And you
quick
can figure out
without
who
a
to
good
seduce now.
Thanks, everybody. You guys can hang out here. I'll pop back in if you want to chat a little bit more afterwards, but I'm going to wrap things up.
Okie
So,
dokie.
see you guys
Thank
tomorrow.
you,
right?
chat. Thank you, chat,
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Chad. Let me,
Thanks,
don't.
Shan.
If I
We
did any
love you.
horrible mistakes with rules, just be wary that it was all house ruling. Rule of cool applies, and I
think
don't
it
want to
was
hear about it.
all
I don't
unfair.
think anyone can complain. I had a
Not
lot of
true.
fun. That's all that matters to me. And as long as you guys had fun, too.
I had a ton of fun. I think you guys are
Awesome.
great players.
I'm seeing a lot of your thanks smile box.
Yeah, somebody didn't think 5e was a good a good thing for tabletop. I don't really know what he
But-
was saying, but
5e?
This is
5e
the
5e is great.
amazing.
he didn't think
Version
5e was
of
good for
the-
tabletop simulator, I think, was his problem. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. He gave me a whole paragraph of suggestions that I didn't read.
Oh boy.
And I didn't know what any of them were.
Was
But
that
I
in
don't
chat?
care. I had a lot of fun. That's all that matters. But I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you guys.
Wrap it
See
up.
you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
See ya. Sounds good.
Adios.
Leave us with a joke box.
Okay.
The joke box.
I can give you a joke. I can give you a joke. You ready?
I'm
See,
fully prepared.
Dungeons and Dragons jokes. Okay, hold on one second. I'm thinking of it. 1 second.
I would like it if it had orc related.
Okay, hold on. Dungeons and Dragons.
Types more.
No, I'm thinking of one. I don't type.
Oh, sorry.
I don't type.
You don't type.
Okay.
Read, it's
I don't
fine.
have one, but I have a. Why
Congo with the
do
pun?
interns make the best Dungeon and Dragons players?
Why?
Why?
They do it for the experience.
Oh boy.
It's not very good, but that's what I got.
That was pretty bad.
Oh my god.
All right, they're deafened. You can't hear them anymore. They're a bunch of nerds anyway. Velati, Eddie Lee, Vortex, especially Marifras, crazy nerds. Omega nerd alert. That was a much longer session than we anticipated, but it really wasn't. It was honestly only like 30, 40 minutes longer than we thought. A little bit of technical difficulties. I got to fix my my capture card. I didn't use my capture card for this. I don't know what went wrong. Got to restart some things, but we'll get it done. I'm gonna do that tonight. Damn nerds. That's right, Tiki. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out here tonight. I know this wasn't the most interactive for chat, but I hope you guys just enjoyed watching it. I had a lot of fun. That was only part 1. Part 2, which should be the finale, will happen tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, just like it was today. So come back for the finale of the Burglars of Grouses Grove, which we are the Burglars. And I may be a grouse at some point. I look forward to potentially being one. I muted alerts for it, but I do appreciate you guys. Heckin' Robin with the offline follow came through on some Marifras love. Bill Simmons with 100 biddies. Reebok Tom with a follow. His Circle Husky gifting a sub to J-Debs. Trinity gifting a sub to Heckin' Robin. Pronomiko with a rate. Thank you, Pronomiko. I'm sorry I didn't talk to you much at all. We were in I was in an interactive moment then, I think. Deemy gifting a sub to Trigger Happy. Deemy! Thank you, sir. Very cool of you, my friend. And then P-Man 3700 with a follow. 2-part D&D campaign. Yeah, it's a one-shot. It's a one-shot. We're all very inexperienced. I don't want to play a 60-hour D&D campaign. But I do have to get my 2-liter of Mountain Dew and Doritos ready for tomorrow. I got to feel... Man, last time I was in, before the Big C took in, I was in a tabletop gaming shop, you know, with the tables in the back for people to play. And man, oh man, they had some folks back there. I'm sure were lovely people. But you could just tell they were there all day. They were drinking 2 liters of the store brand Dr. Pepper. They had their chips. They were in it for the long haul. They weren't going anywhere. Social distance is long before, baby, long before the Big C. And man, oh man, they were into it. I was here with my sparkling water, which I'll need to have more water at my desk. And I gotta pee too, man. I didn't even go pee. Holy heck, Dr. Skipple. Yeah. You know it, baby. You know it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I got some things to figure out. Tomorrow, if we get done like in a timely manner, like around 8 or 9 or something, I might stay online and play some more Diablo 2. We'll see. If I can get this capture card thing figured out. Don't know what happened. Box94. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I gotta go use the restroom. Thank you, Debs, Tiki Congo, Jack, Jake Quellen, Vortex, Debs, obviously everyone that was actually in the D&D session, man. Vortex, Eddie Lee, Vladdy, Marofras, the awesome DM. You guys are great. I can't wait to play more with you tomorrow. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, nobody. Appreciate you hanging out as well. Catch up on that VOD if you haven't. Short enough to enjoy and continue the story tomorrow. Until then, it's Box94 signing off, baby. Good night.